success.
What's up? Welcome to your favorite podcast, The Ain't Shit Show, the home of booze, views, and unpopular opinions. I want to thank y'all for joining us for episode 107.
Yeah.
My name
107.
107.
Double 107.
007.
Like 007.
James Bond.
Stay with me.
My name is Fresh, and I'm one half of the Pod Gods. And with me is the best man in all the podcast land, my right-hand man, Mr. B.
Yeah. Fuck is up. Hope y'all all right. Long time no talk to.
Hey.
Hope you're feeling groovy on this quarantine Tuesday.
Quarantine Tuesday. How are you, my friend? How are you dealing with this quarantine Tuesday?
Shit sucks. Like this shit is, I'm pretty nervous. I'm gonna keep it a band. Like this shit is weird as fuck. Like it's completely altered our life and it's gonna be that way for a very long time.
You think it's gonna be like that for a long time?
Everybody's saying it. Everything that I've been listening to and reading, shit ain't nowhere close to being over.
How long have you been inside?
I've been inside. Like I ain't really do too much. I did a little something over the weekend, but not a lot. My anniversary was yesterday, so
happy anniversary.
Appreciate it.
How long has it been?
8 years.
8 years. Time flies.
Yeah. And so Friday I went out with my homeboys. We just went to one of my homeboys' cribs. We all just was smoking and drinking and shit. Probably not the best activity to do, but
okay.
Fun nonetheless. But and then Saturday, like me and my old lady went out. Like my mom watched the kids and shit. So we went out to some bullshit ass restaurant, and that was it, man. It was weird. It was really eerie. Like it wasn't a lot of people out. You know what I'm saying? Like the quarantine began this weekend, obviously. So it wasn't a lot of people out and shit like that. I mean, there was still people out, but comparatively to a normal 70-degree springtime, evening,
yeah,
it definitely was, a difference or whatnot. So I guess, and St. Patty's weekend too.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, so yeah, man, it was just, wasn't a lot of people out. We wanted to get something to eat. That shit was trash. We ended up going to get some pizza afterwards, and that's pretty much it. So Sunday, I stayed at the house for the most part. Yesterday, I had to work. I work from home anyway, so it just, for the most part, like I go in the office 2 days a week.
No, damn, that's what's up.
Yeah, so, but that shit has been suspended indefinitely. That was as of last Monday, not this past Monday, but last Monday. So I've been at home, you know what I'm saying, pretty much for the duration of the time that this shit really started popping or whatever.
And the kids out of school, right?
For 2 weeks. So, yeah. So that's a lot too, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shout out to my wife though. She's doing an excellent job with that shit.
Shout out to Tiff.
But it's a long road ahead, and they don't foresee that shit lightening up for any stretch, because that shit is it's starting to ramp up now. You know what I mean? So yeah. So shit is fucked up, man. Shit is fucked up.
Well, we've missed the last show. That was on me. I've been traveling for work and pleasure over the past 2 weeks. Actually, coronavirus is it has an impact everywhere. But my flights have been empty. So that's been great. They want, people to stay home and all that shit. But, you at Hartsville International, which is the busiest airport in the world. And that shit looking real like regular. It was people in there, don't get it twisted, but when I was coming back from, I went to DC and Maryland for work. So I just went a little bit earlier, and went earlier to chill with the fam. Y'all know I'm from DC. So I went in with them, and then, I went to do the things I had to do for work while I was there. But like our flight hold 175, the lady said, and we only had 72 people on that bitch. So like everybody had to like spread out and shit. But it's kind of, it's good and bad at the same time because you don't have nobody around you. So it's good. Like, I ain't nobody in here. You know what I'm saying? I use so much fucking hand sanitizer. I use so
but
much.
That shit airborne. So that's the shit about it. Like, it's airborne. So like the hand sanitizer and the gloves and shit. Yeah, that's cool. Obviously, cause you don't want to touch something that may, but that shit is, I was watching some shit today, disease control expert. He was on Joe Rogan podcast and shit, and scared the fuck out of me. Like, that shit is a lot, man. But it ain't even, it's the residual effects that this shit is having in terms of not even the actual disease itself. It's the other shit that's impacting because it's a global, it's a pandemic, obviously.
Yeah.
So, he was saying that, you know, he did a study that it's 100 and I think 50, I forgot the dude's name, but, Joe Rogan's podcast.
Yeah, I saw that, the 15 minutes you sent me.
Shit was ill. So like the residual effects of it, of, you know, not being able to, like, it's 56% of the fucking nation, our nation, is in stage renal disease. And if you know anything about it, it's kidney disease. And their primary medicine comes from China. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's not even the pandemic of, you know, the one specific disease, which is impactful clearly, but it's the residual effects, that the ripple effects that it's having, you know, across the world, just people shutting down. Like, the shit is shutting down completely. Like, I work in insurance, and the courts, like, and I deal with lawsuits and all that other shit like that. And the courts can have completely, like, everywhere, like Louisiana, everything, the courts have shut down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't do anything. Like, if you have, you know, court coming up, like, if you in jail, I hate it for you. Cause if you had like a court case, you know what I'm saying, where your shit was about to be heard and you possibly could be released, ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that shit ain't nothing for a minute.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, for real. So like, it's literally changed life within like 2 weeks, my nigga. Like, for real. Like, life is altered completely.
Yeah.
Like, this shit will be, like, this is what, like, motherfuckers was dealing with polio and shit, like, you know what I'm saying? And like back in, you know, when the 1800s and 1700s shit, when they were dealing with, you know, shit beyond their control and wiping out fucking, it was essentially a plague. And now, like, it's like a modern day plague. Shit crazy.
I think the crazy thing about this whole thing is that y'all president dismantled the group, the governmental group that surveys this shit, the pandemic group. In 2018, Trump wanted to eliminate any agencies that were not being used. But what you have to understand is a group like that is basically insurance. You don't want anything to happen. That's why you have those groups.
But they're always being used because they're monitoring.
That's
shit.
what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, they're always being used. He just didn't understand it because he's not.
Because he don't understand
an intelligent
shit.
person.
Yes. Yes. So you
somewhat,
dismantled
even like halfway
the group.
intelligent.
You dismantled this group that has been in effect since forever. And what they do is what B said.
Nah,
is
that
they
shit wasn't. I don't
monitor.
think they have been in effect since forever, though.
Since
I think
Obama. Yeah.
Yeah, that shit. I mean, that ain't forever.
I mean,
though.
well,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean,
you know
but the
what I'm saying?
past
Like, in relative
fucking
terms,
almost 12 years or
see, it was just
10
6
years.
What? Well, yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because he got elected. My bad. I'm about 12, but
yeah,
it seems so far ago.
Yeah, exactly. Because the world has definitely changed, and it was kind of fucked up how he carried that black reporter that asked him about it. But we already know how he feel about the media and especially women, and then add black on top of that. She didn't have a chance.
Right.
She asked about it, and he said, "I don't know what you're talking about. That's a nasty question." Like, nigga. What the fuck?
He's just a fucking idiot, bro.
He is an idiot. You saw this.
But I need my $1,000. But I'm like, honestly, I'm for real. Like, I'm dead ass serious. Like, I want my grand. I ain't gonna hold you. But like, honestly, I'm not in dire straits for it. So I know other people would do it. So like, I think I'm gonna hold my shit and then maybe donate it to somebody that I know needs it. Cause like, I'm thinking like this shit has impacted me on like, cause I really was on some, I'm living my life like this shit ain't finna stop me type shit. Like literally this time last week, you know what I'm saying? Like,
well,
man, fuck that shit. If I get it, I get it, whatever. Whoop de whoop, I'm out here. But then like, not out here like, just,
like just being reckless, but you ain't,
but like,
you
I'm
ain't
still
in
out
the
here,
panic
you know
room
what
is
like,
what you saying.
Yeah. But nah, like when they cancel schools and I was like, damn, you know what I'm saying? When I thought about it, I'm like 2 weeks. Yeah, that shit is interesting. But I'm thinking like 2 weeks because of some shit that people really have no control over. So one, like you got people that aren't as fortunate as you and I are that have, you know, good jobs with, you know, paid benefits and things like that are working hourly, right? So like so 2 weeks is a long time, like, and your children are out of school. Like there's nowhere, 9 times out of 10, if they're out of school, then daycare centers and rec centers and any other like alternative is, right? I saw one daycare center open, which was interesting as fuck to me today.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, I'm thinking like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like this shit is really impacting people on a larger scale. Again, the ripple effect, because people they got to figure out alternative means for their kids. You know what I'm saying? And they can't necessarily afford to take off, like, because they, you know, even if they do call in, you know, and just take an occurrence or whatever, and they probably won't be an occurrence considering that, you know, the gravity of the situation.
Right.
But they still 9 times out of 10 ain't getting paid. Right. So like, so even if like, so they're in a fucking rocking a hard place for real. Cause like, they like, damn, I got to get this money because, you know, I might be fucked up for real. Like I ain't gonna have no money to take care of my kids, but then I can't take care of my kids because they out of school. You know what I'm saying? So it's like some shit that you can't necessarily plan for. And it's just, I don't know, man. That shit is fucked up, man.
No.
And that shit. And so, like I said, the $1,000, like, I'm not going to commit to this completely. I got shit going on too. But my mind and my heart of hearts, I would like to see if I could, you know, hold on to it in case some of my people like that, you know what I'm saying, that I know might need shit. My mama and them might need it for real. Like, I mean, I don't know, you know, I mean, I know supposedly everybody's supposed to get it, but like,
is it everybody or is it per household?
Nah, they say U.S. taxpayers, U.S. citizens.
Okay.
So, like, I guess if you file taxes and you know what I'm saying, on paper, you can get a ban, but it's like that $1,000, which, I mean, it's a lot of money considering it's 20 million people in fucking, you know, it's 200 million or whatever. But, despite, is that 200 million? Yeah, that's 200 million, right? Or is it?
What's the stat? What you talking about?
20 million times 1,000. What's that?
Yeah. 20 million.
Yeah. Shout out to my
$2 million.
Yeah.
No, that's more than that.
It's got to be more than 200 million, right?
Okay, let's just bust out a calculator. Listen.
Yes. It's no need to be puzzled.
We said $1,000 times 20 million. Boom. Equals. Ooh, my calculator gave up.
Okay, well.
What y'all just say?
All right then.
Hey, that's funny as shit.
But 20 million people in the country doesn't necessarily mean everybody's working. Obviously, there's kids in there, so I don't know. So let's just cut it in half. So we'll just say like 15 million. I don't know. But I think that's even a high number. Maybe 10. Just cut it in half. But even still, that's fucking, I guess, $1 billion.
It's a lot of money. Math majors, y'all can figure it out and let us know.
And we're probably going to have to pay for it somehow. I'm sure they're not just going to.
Listen, ain't nothing free. This is all, they're just giving our money back to us.
For sure.
They're just using our money for less dumb shit. Like fake wars and shit like that.
But they gonna need that shit. Like 1,000 ain't gonna do it if this shit gonna be around. Like they saying it's gonna be around. Like
I honestly think that with the state of emergency address that he had on Friday, and them getting like the vaccines and people being able to be treated, I honestly feel like, yes, we're going to feel the effects of this for months or even for the rest of the year, but I feel like we're going to be pretty good in 30 days.
For the rest of the year?
Like, I feel like we're going to have some type of impacts, but we won't be on high alert level 10 for a long time. I'm giving it 30 days for real. I'm giving it 30 days because let me tell you something.
I hope so, but that shit is like, they don't even know, like flu season is over when it's hot, right? Mm-hmm. But they don't even know, like, it's hot in mad places and niggas are still getting this shit. And they're asymptomatic, right? So, like, you just
that's the shit. Like, other thing. Like,
that's the wild part. Like, these niggas don't even have symptoms. They just getting randomly tested because they feel like, you know,
they were exposed to it. But yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, okay, if you have something and you have no symptoms, really the big thing here is those people who have compromised immune systems, those people who are older, and younger, like babies and shit like that, and older people.
See, and that's the thing, like even with the kids, they're saying, and that's another thing about the whole school shit. Like they're saying even in China where it was the largest population of people infected, only like 2.1% of the infected were children and they didn't have any symptoms. So it's like, they really can go to school. Like the only thing that, you know, cause it was ill. Like, if you listen to Joe Rogan shit, it was pretty good. At least the first 15 minutes of it. But yeah, so like, even with that, like, you know, they take breaks for the flu because the flu is, you know, contained at the house so that people don't spread it. And it's kind of like, you know, the last part of the school year turning into the spring shit, you know what I'm saying? Outside of February and January, obviously. But, you know, but this shit doesn't even have, like, we don't even know anything about it to the point where, like, okay, it goes away in the summertime, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause it's, I mean, relatively, it's not cold, you know what I'm saying? It's like 67 today, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, it was especially warm starting last week, so.
Yeah, so I don't know, bro.
I don't know, like, I'm probably on the less tripping end of the spectrum. I 100% agree that it's changing life and life as we know it. But I feel like as far as like actual health and shit like that is, I feel like it's more panic than anything else. You know what I'm saying? Like people wilding out.
Definitely
like
panic,
they going to the grocery stores fighting and shit like that. Like, but this has happened. Like just say it's going to snow. This same shit going to happen. So make that like times fucking 20, right? People are really out here because the fear of the unknown, right? And people don't know what's going on and they panicking. And, you know, again, like you and other millions of people out here, you have children to worry about. And then you have this stress on top of that. Am I getting paid? Who gonna watch my kids? You know what I'm saying? If they run out of toilet paper, what's gonna happen? You know what I'm saying? I just feel like
that's the dumbest out of all of them shits. Like, what the fuck is it? Like, what's up with you niggas? Like, like, what's up with you people? Like, what the fuck? Like, who put that out there? It was like one nigga shot in the party and everybody started running. Like, who shot niggas with toilet paper? Like, who TP'd a nigga?
Listen, that goes to the whole, you know, if it's gonna snow or some type of,
if you at the crib, you can take a shower. Like,
true.
If you run out of toilet paper.
True.
I mean, it sucks, but you can just,
it's not a dire need.
Yeah, it's not like canned goods or some shit that you know what I'm saying? Like, you won't die if you don't have that shit.
Like shitting is the least of your problems.
This shit is that's some first world shit.
That is some first world problems.
First world pandemic shit. I guarantee you the motherfuckers who are in fucking somewhere else, like in goddamn Istanbul, I'm not rushing to get no fucking TV.
Right. No, I think that is very true.
That's the wildest shit out.
Listen.
Like, the vitamin aisle is fucking fully stocked. If you need any vitamin C, please go pick it up at your local pharmacy because there is a bountiful stock versus that of fucking Charmin. That shit makes no fucking sense. Like niggas don't give a fuck. Like we don't do shit to combat the shit. We just, in case we have to shit.
Right. Listen, I've already got
on the Walmart the other day, the whole vitamin fucking shit. Like, you know, Walmart is huge with the vitamin. That shit is, you know, at least 8 feet tall. That shit was fully goddamn stocked. I'm talking about ain't no rice. No rice nowhere. No fucking Clorox, but some goddamn vitamins. Like, that shit was beyond me. Like, that is the shit that helps fight, my nigga. Like, you gotta go and get the minerals and the shit, the supplements that you need. Like, I'm strapped up with that shit. Like, that nigga,
I have emergency. I have my vitamins. I actually, I went to Houston this weekend and, everybody, you know, anybody who loved me a little bit hit me like, hey, you living your best life out there. Did you go to the grocery store? Did you do this? Did you do that? And I'm like, I'm gonna do it. And I did it when I got back. I was tired as fuck, but I did it. But I will say what I will say in the particular area that I'm in. I was just like, damn, I was already prepping myself to kind of go through like multiple stores and shit like that. But I was just like, I'm going to just try Walmart first because I feel like I can knock the most out. But, you know, most people go to Walmart. So I was just like, I'm going to see. But I went to Walmart. Shout out to Walmart. Like, it was probably like 30 customers in the whole Walmart. And that's a little bit because you know how fucking big Walmart is. And it was probably like 50 Walmart employees just restocking shit. Like,
they ain't finna miss that. They ain't finna miss all that money.
They ain't about to miss that money for sure. Like, they was restocking all that shit. Like, I was like, I'm Gucci out here. Like, all right. So like, I got all my shit. You know what I'm saying? I got the things that I thought that I needed and, you know, food and all that. They did not have water and toilet paper though. They didn't have, but I already had that at my crib. But still, I was, you know how other people do shit, so you trying to do the shit too? So I'm just like, well, these motherfuckers want toilet paper, like, alright, like,
circumstance.
You know what I'm saying? Cause maybe they know something I don't know about the apocalypse and where toilet paper is gonna come in handy, with the apocalypse. But I did all my shopping. I'm really like, honestly, I'm just the type of person, you know, I proceed with caution, but I can't stress myself out about shit I don't know about. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't believe in worrying twice. And I had to get myself to a place in my life where that is my mantra. Like, I can't be worrying about
I typically
shit.
don't either. Like, it is what it is type shit. Like, I ain't finna go crazy over shit. But like, if I can control it, I control it. But, like you said, if it's out of your control. But it's just, I mean, I don't know. It's just, when you got like kids,
I understand,
that you're responsible for and shit, like that shit is just like, god damn. Like,
I understand. I totally understand. That's why I'm just like, yo, like that shit come with a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? I honestly try to keep my life as low drama as I possibly have control over, so I can deal with the shit that I don't have control over. But I'm just saying, like, be cautious, do all the shit that, you know, you need to do, but don't stress yourself out.
Get some black seed oil, get some fucking seaweed moss, some sea moss, and some bladderwhack, get some fucking turmeric, get some fucking apple cider vinegar, like the real shit. Obviously get vitamin C.
Yeah.
If you have elderberry syrup, do that. Like, get everything that you fucking need, my nigga. Like, that is the way to come back. Get a lot of vegetables.
Yes.
Eat a lot of fruit.
Yep.
Right? Like, so, like, that is the way to combat that shit naturally. Like, you have to do that. Like, you just have to, that's the natural remedies for shit. So again, black seed oil, you can get all this shit from Amazon, or I don't know if Whole Foods sells black seed oil or, sea moss, but if you need some, let me know. My man got a bunch of sea moss that he's selling, like some Jamaican shit. It's actually official.
My man got that sea moss hookup.
He actually does though. That nigga had like 200 pounds of that shit. That shit was dope. I never seen like 200 pounds, but that shit came in a white sack, like a big ass fucking thing. It was like 100-pound bags and shit. That shit was ill. But I was getting my shit before I had him. But like I said, so black seed oil, turmeric, fucking, obviously vitamin C, any elderberry, echinacea, you can get the echinacea tea. I would suggest that. The black seed oil, you can get that in capsules, or you can get a cold press, the actual liquid, and you can take, teaspoons of that shit is recommended. Bladderwhack, fucking all that shit, man. Get all the natural amenities and herbs and sickness fighters, for the lack of a better term, in order to help yourselves out. And I have all that. So it's all at Amazon. You can order that shit.
I think
Prime get it to you in 2 days.
One of the things that, we're not thinking of like that is so I have a cousin that passed away a few days ago.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Rest in peace to my cousin Jody, and close family member. But it's fucked up because they can't have no church. He can't have no service.
Yeah. Shit, man.
Like,
so mind anything but
shit
that.
Crazy. He can't have no service. Like, this man may go into the ground or in an urn, because that's a debate too about what's about to happen.
No money.
No, it's not about money. It's not about money. It's family shit where people feel like, people feel like they know what a person wanted, and then it's this whole debate thing. Listen, guys. Get a will. That's where I was going with this. Be like, get a will. I understand death is something we don't want to talk about. It's this morbid thing. It's this dark thing. However, it's going to happen eventually. All of us at some point in time will no longer be here. Now, how soon or late that comes about is different, but it's going to happen. And we have to make our last wishes known. I get so upset personally when individuals die and all of this animosity comes out and all this beefing within the family, whether it's what that person's last wishes were, whether it was over money, whether it was over property, whether it's over all of these things. And I hate that. Like, I've never been in a position, I thank God, and I'm hoping that does not come anytime soon, where I've had to plan a funeral. When my father passed away, my mother did that, and I was in a whole different state, and I didn't do a lot with that process, to be completely honest. Like, I can't even remember majority of that process because I feel like my mind just left me. However, make your final wishes known. And I talked a few episodes ago about this, ICE, basically a booklet or a binder that tells your family everything. If you still too scared to have conversations about it and go about it officially, write some shit down. Do something to help people understand what your wishes are. And I say that I don't have a will currently, but that is something that I want to get done this year, just in case.
Hey man, honestly, if you ain't gotta, not to cut you off, sorry. But you ain't gotta have like official will.
Yeah.
Like, you can get, like, you can write that shit down or type it up and sign it and fucking have it notarized. And then that's a will, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a legal document. You know what I mean? Like, it's a legally binding document. You know what I mean? That you have like tucked away wherever. You know what I mean? And then be good to go. You know what I'm saying? Like, have it somewhere, where your personal belongings are, and that would be your wishes and your final orders. You know what I mean? As far as how your money's disseminated and how, whatever, how you want to be buried, or, how you want to, what type of arrangements you want to have when you pass away.
We talked about that
just
shit.
As simple as that.
We talked about that shit, and like, me and you have very different ideas on what we want our final wishes to be, right?
For sure.
And people need to know that. People need to know that. What are your final wishes? Like, it's final. Like, do something about that, people. Like, we gotta do something, especially if you got a little bit of coin. Like, if you got let me tell y'all something. It don't take a lot of money for families to start beefing over it. Trust and believe me. It don't take a lot of money. You ain't gotta be a millionaire. Shit, in some cases, you ain't gotta be a thousandaire. Like, if it's some money there, you see fangs come out. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want any of y'all to have to go through that. What do you think about, as far as the coronavirus is concerned, what do you think about Harvard and some of these other schools, like, telling these kids don't come back, pretty much?
I mean, I can't hate them on that. I don't know. Like, I mean, they have to provide the means to return to where they are. But I mean, if shit is shut down, shit is shut down. And I get that totally. But at the same time, like, you can't just leave like some kids stranded, like, especially if they're abroad and shit like that. You gotta, especially if they're paying tuition and shit like that, you need to figure out, like, it has to be an emergency management fund to be able to, help assist people where they're in need. I mean, 9 times out of 10 people that go to Harvard are well-to-do.
So that's what I was thinking. And that changed my perspective.
But even still, if they're paying for college, like, if that part, if they pay,
even if they're not paying for college, even if they're on scholarship.
Correct.
You have to find something to do with these children.
Yeah. You can't, they're still essentially, not your property, obviously, but they have, some ties to you, and, you're somewhat responsible for their well-being at some point, especially when they're on their campus and shit. So if it's people that are living on campus and shit like that, you absolutely have to help them get back to where they, belong, if you're just going to shut shit down. And that's for any institution. Right?
Yeah.
Like, so
I feel like that for these companies too.
If I worked at a job, if I worked somewhere, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's the duty of the job to get me back home. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I go to fucking Alaska, like, they're supposed to get me back to the crib.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They pay for it. So it's no different, I think. I mean, obviously it's a difference because they're paying, it's a job versus school, but at the same time, like.
But with certain contracts come contingencies and what you're responsible for. So these kids have paid you, or some entity has paid you, whether they're on scholarship or whatever the case may be. You have been paid, and these kids are in your possession. So you need to make sure that these kids get to where they need to get to, and or taken care of properly. I think that, it changed my perspective, because I kind of thought of it the same way that you thought of it, be where these children are well-to-do. if you're going to Harvard, you're kind of well-to-do, right? But then then they started talking about like the international students and the students that's on scholarship. I was like, oh yeah, they probably have a lot of that. And you know, you also have parents out here that's scraping and scrimping just to make sure that their child goes to this school. So they may not be well off. They may just care a whole lot about where their child gets their education, from a status type situation. You know what I'm saying? So I think
they could just be smart enough to go there, but not smart enough to get a scholarship.
True.
So it's like, you don't want to, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to compromise. Like, if you have the opportunity to go to a STEAM, you know, somebody gonna bust their ass to do that shit.
Yeah.
People bust their ass for people to go to school and, you know, in general. So, you know.
Yeah.
I mean.
I feel like, shit got super real for a lot of people when celebrities start coming out with fucking coronavirus. When Tom Hanks and his wife, Idris Elba, Kevin Durant, all them niggas got it. But they all asymptomatic. Like,
I don't know if Tom Hanks and them was though.
they been released.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know if they were asymptomatic. They never said if they were or not. Not that I saw or read or anything, but I don't know.
I think it started getting a little bit more real for me. Because it actually, you know, I know that it's conspiracy theorists out there, etc. But, you know, our community wasn't hit very hard, you know, and then we start seeing like Kevin Durant, Idris Elba, and all these people who got it, who don't show symptoms, but they have it. You know,
yeah, Donovan Mitchell, Rudy Gobert. That was the first.
Yes,
Rudy Gobert
Donovan Mitchell
like,
definitely was the first, and I was like, "Oh shit,
and reckless and shit." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. So
Rudy
that
Gobert.
was
Somebody should snuff his ass. I heard, but they said Donovan Mitchell said he was like furious though. He was like, it took him a very long time to calm down.
Yeah.
Like, once he found out that, you know, cause he knew what bro was on some fuck shit. Like he was like playing like he had the shit and all on people shit and all that type of shit, and he ended up having the shit.
Yeah.
Bitch ass nigga. NBA should fine him, one, and then two, somebody should beat his ass.
Somebody should beat his ass. The moral of this story is somebody should beat his ass.
He should be fined. Like, he shouldn't get paid for they're not, the NBA players aren't getting paid for the rest of the year until next season or whenever the season resumes. But, they shouldn't, whenever he does go, I wouldn't pay him for the duration of this contract, right? Even if they were able to go back, he shouldn't get paid. That's just my personal take. That shit's fucked up.
Yeah, but contracts are contracts, and if they don't have nothing in there that outlines something similar,
I just fine the shit out of them.
Yeah.
They can fine them.
Yeah. Yeah. Listen, it's a lot of money being lost. If you have not bought any stock, it's the proper time to do so. Shit gonna go back up eventually, but it's like stocks are on sale. You know what I'm saying? So this is a perfect time, to buy stocks. How are you dealing with sports being canceled, my friend?
Shit sucks. It is not good. Cause like the NBA season, this is the best part of the NBA. This is March Madness. This is the best part of like basketball. Not the best part for NBA, but like this is when, you know, niggas is jockeying for position in the fucking playoffs and shit. And Bron and them, like, I'm a Bron fan. Like, I'm a Mavs fan by default because I used to love them niggas, but not so much now. But I fought with Bron tough, and them niggas, the Lakers was starting to pick up steam, you know what I'm saying? And there was good games. They had won like 7 straight games, and they was, you know, busting ass, whoop-de-whoop. And the NBA was just really good. And obviously college basketball was starting to gear up as far as March Madness in the tournament and, you know, everything that comes along with that. And it's just trash, man. Like, it's just trash. Like, the excitement that I have is fucking, like, it's kind of hard. Like, it's hard to be excited, but then it's like the NFL, they're doing free agency. Free agency was today. So, like, you know, it was a bunch of shit that happened, you know what I'm saying? Like, so that was the highlight of my day. But, you know, amidst that, I'm still fucking, you know, looking at coronavirus. And then I'm looking at the draft to see, or not the draft, but free agency, see who went where. And, you know, Tom Brady went to the Bucks, and
yeah,
Panthers
that's
lost
crazy.
Cam and shit. Like, Panthers lost Cam, and they tried to spin it like, oh, he asked for a trade request. Yeah. Nah, like he shout out to social media, cause for all the fuck shit it is also a way to fucking clarify some shit. You know what I'm saying? And
facts.
I'm a Panthers fan, so it hit me a little to the core because I fuck with Cam. Despite all his fucking weirdo shit, he's still a very good football player, took us to the Super Bowl, X, Y, and Z. But, like, the way in which they did the shit was just like, they tried to spin it like, oh, he asked for a trade. Like, the motherfucker clear. He's like, no, I didn't ask for a fucking trade. Like, y'all motherfuckers trying to play me. Like, I didn't ask for a trade. I wanted to be here. Y'all motherfuckers put me on the trade block. And then you sign a fucking quarterback an hour later. You know what I'm saying? So, like, clearly, it was some fuck shit, and they've done that shit. They've done fuck shit historically and shit. So that was
the NFL is a fuck organization. I don't know why people won't just let that sink in.
That's a fact. But and then so like you get that, but then you see like later on in the day, like Kevin Durant got fucking, and I fuck with KD.
Yeah,
you know like,
shout out to KG, shout out to PG County.
Yeah, for sure. He's in the process of doing a documentary on like PG County and how like rich it is in culture and in terms of basketball culture, so that's pretty dope. I'm interested to see that. I love anything basketball related, obviously.
Yeah.
But, so, and I was listening to it's weird because I listened to a podcast. It was, Candace Parker was on there and talking to her and shit. Like, it was talking about her and like, just the things that the WNBA, like, had to deal with. She's like, I'm getting hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars to go play in Russia, and I'm just and I come home to play in the WNBA and like, they don't even have family rooms. Like, it's women, like, a women's league who have children, right? So she was like, they only have family rooms, or when you go out of town or some shit like that, you have to pay for your entire family to go.
Yeah.
Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, and just the stride. So she was like, so you just doing it for the love of the game and trying to grow the game, but I'm in Russia and I got like 3 nannies. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I got 3 nannies that are attached to me and paid for me and shit. So they want a Knuckleheads podcast. If you like podcasts, sports podcasts and shit. So, it was interesting. Shout out to her. She was she's a pioneer. So that's how I've been getting my sports feels, looking at highlights and shit like that. That shit's trash.
It's real when niggas like, so in the WNBA, like,
you know what I mean?
Like, seriously.
But I mean, I do like the WNBA though.
Listen, I play basketball. I fuck with it, but I knew back in the day, like, I didn't love it that much to go to other countries to play ball. And I knew you couldn't get shit playing in America, playing basketball.
So if a motherfucker gave you like $150,000 a year, you wouldn't have went to like Poland to hoop?
No, hell no. I make that now. I don't gotta go to Poland for that. I know the language here.
I mean,
like,
the hoop though.
No,
like,
I didn't.
When you're like
honestly,
years old, 20 years old.
No, because here's my thing. Like, I play basketball, I play softball, I play volleyball, growing up, and I loved it for that, but I didn't love it enough to give my life to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't want I stopped playing when it came to college. Like, I could have played for a college. But I didn't want my college experience to be getting up practice every day, class, then more practice, because as a woman, it's kind of like, I'm not going to be LeBron of this shit. I'm not about to get that type money. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't love it. And shout out to the people who do love it. I have friends that basketball is currently still their life. They play overseas. They, coach teams. They have AAU. They have all of that. But still, even through all of that, I still feel like they're not getting the type of bag that they should get.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of this two-sided thing, right? Because a sport has to make money to get money. Right?
Yep.
So I understand to a point. Well, if we're not making the money to give y'all these multi-million-dollar contracts, then we can't give y'all these multi-million-dollar contracts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it.
So it's
now, like, they finally getting stipends and shit.
Yeah.
Like, they should have been getting stipends and shit. Like, like, the NBA, obviously the NBA is not what the NBA now wasn't what it was 20-something, 30 years ago, obviously, but I mean, certain things though just come customary. The league been in rocking for, I guess, 20 years. I don't even know now at this point. I remember when the shit started. I'm that old, but
I'm that.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. That shit is. I get it. Women's basketball isn't the allure in the country, but at the same time, like, they're still dominant athletes. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I mean, again, I guess you can't get blood from a turnip. So
I mean, at the end of the day, we live in a society where the things are stacked against women. The odds are stacked against women. And you can't make people spend their money on what they don't want to spend their money on. Period. period,
Right.
you know? And listen, I know professional basketball players that are women. You know what I'm saying? Like, they either go overseas or they literally play for the WNBA, and like they still have jobs and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like they still doing this shit. So it's kind of like they doing it for that love of the game. And shout out to everyone who does it to progress women in sports, and especially in a field where it's more male dominated. Crazy, because somebody was talking about male gymnasts, right? So this is the opposite side of the coin. And I was like, you know what? I don't think I know the name of one male gymnast.
Definitely don't.
You know?
Never have, actually. Never have. I was going to say Greg Louganis, but he was a diver. So
yeah,
no.
he was. Yes, definitely.
He was, but he was decorrated, though. I won't say the only reason I know because he was gay, but
oh my gosh, yeah.
No, because it was a big thing, because because remember he was gay, and I think this was like early 90s, and like he hit his head on the diving board and shit, and like was bleeding in the pool, and I don't know if he was.
Did he have AIDS, or he didn't, or they didn't want to get in the pool?
I don't know.
Because he was gay?
Remember. Yeah, so like, I don't know. I think he was HIV positive or some shit like that. And I don't know. Don't give me the line. But I remember it being some controversy over that, because I don't know if it was the controversy because he was gay or if he was gay with HIV positive and he bled in the pool. But it's chlorine, so chlorine kills everything. I don't know what the big deal was. But,
niggas don't give a fuck about none of them stats.
Once he got out the pool, that was different, because he's, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Some niggas didn't know shit about AIDS and shit. But that's, getting back to your fucking question, is them niggas is gymnasts. They like water gymnasts, because you got to be able to water your body.
Gymnasts.
Think about it though. Like, you jumping off the diving board, like, cause that shit is a skill. Like, everybody, any professional athlete that can do some shit amazingly, like jumping off a diving board and contorting your body. Like,
so are football players
ways.
Grass gymnasts? Because they do all these stunts to get to where they need to be.
They don't flip and shit though.
They can. You done seen niggas flip over niggas.
That's true.
Go. You know?
I wouldn't give them
water gymnasts.
Cause like divers are. Cause you gotta, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta jump off some shit and flip. That's what gymnastics
I
is.
feel like synchronized swimming is underrated.
That's a fucking fact.
Like, nigga. Dog, you can swim and do a routine?
If you tread water, like treading water for a significant amount of time is very fucking taxing on the body. You know what I'm saying? And then you goddamn, y'all niggas is, and that shit, and the views that they be having, them shits be like 13 feet down in the pool. Like, it ain't, like, y'all niggas is taking the wild shots. Like, it's no floor. And y'all niggas is goddamn, like water polo too, shit. Like, that shit is because swimming and boxing are the most vigorous exercise that you can do. Like, cause it requires all muscles at all times, right? So like, it's your core, it's your legs, it's your arms, like you're using all your muscles at one point. Or simultaneously rather. And, you think about that shit, like, them niggas be swimming and throwing the ball and goddamn playing defense. I ain't playing defense on fucking water polo. What the fuck you mean? I'm trying to steal a nigga shit. I'm trying to swim.
Listen, have you ever played basketball in a pool?
Yeah.
That shit is hard.
Hell, they swimming. You get to walk around.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
That shit, that's why they do water. That shit is hard. Like, them niggas be in super shape. Like, they'll fuck your ass up. That ain't MMA too. MMA niggas is.
Shout out to MMA niggas. Y'all some fucking savages. Anybody who does MMA, like, you on some other shit.
That shit is no joke. Like, them niggas be kicking the fuck out of each other. Like,
hey, shit you sent me where that nigga was fucking doing them, Mortal Kombat kicks in the fucking air and shit. Luke Cage shit.
Jumped off the wall. He jumped off the cage and shit and kicked that nigga in the face.
Bruh, how do you defy gravity like that? Like,
nigga,
that's so. Listen, if I could do that shit, I would just be kicking niggas for no reason. Like, what the fuck? Kick. I would be kicking niggas. I would just be kicking niggas.
Kicking nigga off the wall. What gun? What you gonna do with a nigga? Like, even a nigga got a gun. I ain't shooting that nigga. That nigga probably kicked the bullet.
Hey, listen.
Kick the bullet back at me. Kick me in the shoulder. Be mad as a motherfucker. Like, God damn.
Back to Corona.
Shot a nigga. I shot a nigga. The nigga kicked the bullet back at me.
If a nigga kick a bullet back at you, you go home and you don't mess with that nigga ever again. You just go.
That nigga got the corona.
Listen, with the corona, the thing that has amused me most is that I have seen so many videos, articles, etc., telling people, grown ass people, how to wash their hands.
Oh yeah, that's a fact.
And you already know who I'm side-eyeing. Like, the people who didn't wash their legs, the people who don't wash their feet, the people who, you know who you are.
Use a washcloth, save a life.
Bruh, but like what they teaching us about washing our hands is not any like new or revolutionary type shit. Like they not showing you no new fucking technique. They saying turn on the water, put some soap on your fucking hands, rub your fucking shits together under the water for at least 30 seconds. Like wash your hands. We gotta teach grown people how to wash their hands. Yeah. That is fucking crazy. Man.
Like niggas don't like. I know motherfuckers like it's understood. Like if you at the crib, you might like, especially dudes. Like women, it's really no excuse. You should always wash your hands like whenever because you're wiping.
Okay, I'm interested to see where you going with this because I'm sure dudes, I disagree.
Yeah, I get it. I understand, but I know dudes that'll piss and don't necessarily like always wash their hands. I know that. Like I've done
niggas are nasty,
but there's no pee. Like we're not touching pee. Right?
You're touching your dick.
It's skin. It's
skin. It's your dick, my nigga. Like it's your skin. Dick. Don't ever touch me. You just had your hands on your dick. Like
I get it, but it's still skin versus that of like.
We're not gonna give any pass to any of y'all nasty motherfuckers touching your dick and not washing your hands.
But it's been times that I haven't washed my hands.
You're a nasty motherfucker.
That's not. I mean, it's been times, but when I'm in public, what's
your motivation to not do that? Is my question.
I don't know. I'm at the crib. Like
you at the crib. You're touching your children. You're touching the things in your home. You're touching
my skin.
Like
the skin.
So you think your dick the same way you think your face?
Yeah.
Wow. Even though it's tucked away in a heated area, in your motherfucking drawers, in your motherfucking boxers.
I mean, if I'm
breeding,
like I ain't doing nothing crazy. Like I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm washing
niggas, wash your hands. Everybody wash your fucking hands. Women, men, whatever. Ain't no excuse to that shit. Wash your fucking hands. Like you a nasty motherfucker. You don't wash your fucking hands.
I get it. 95% of the time.
No, I need you to get to 100, my nigga. Like I cannot be dapping you up, giving you shit, and you ain't washing your fucking hands, and you a grown ass man. Wash your fucking hands,
nigga. You ask your brother. I guarantee you.
I believe it. I think niggas are nasty as fuck. Let's be clear. I think niggas are nasty.
You're not gonna do that.
Listen,
like,
niggas still
sanitary fucking things that there are.
Listen. Majority of women that I know at least do the basics, my nigga. Like they washing their fucking hands.
I've seen women's bathrooms.
You fuck with some nasty women.
But I've seen women's bathrooms, not even at their house, like in public restrooms. Like I've heard stories, countless stories of women's bathrooms being way fucking nastier than men's, like sanitary napkins and shit all over the fucking place.
It's a difference in where you decide to dispose of your sanitary napkin, like a fucking ogre, versus you not fucking washing your hands. Like that shit. First of all, I'm not saying that every woman washes her fucking hands. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that every woman is clean. I'm definitely not saying that. But what I am saying is, I feel like women step their hygiene up a little bit more than men do. I know women who have boyfriends and husbands with motherfucking shit stains in they fucking underwear. Why are you not wiping your ass properly, my nigga?
Never been taught how to wipe their ass. Like women get taught how to wipe their vagina and ass.
But you became a grown person and you saw shit in your drawers and you decided to let that shit slide.
Niggas didn't know until they took them drawers off.
Right. But it should only take one time for you taking your drawers off to understand that.
It's ignorance is bliss. You think you might, that's the thing. Niggas be thinking they got it.
Oh, listen, I've had women tell me stories. I can't relate to this. I've had women tell me stories about niggas and they sucking they dick and they smell shit. Bitch, why are you continuing to suck dick?
Even when I get some head, I'm trying to get a shower first just to make sure. I'm cool. I don't want to get, I done had some fresh head. unfresh shit. Like, but
we've all had some head in which we didn't just step out the shower. But that's why you should have the basics covered. So that a motherfucker might be dealing with a little bit of sweat, some shit.
Yeah,
it's a difference between dealing with some sweat, some salt versus some fucking shit.
Like, I got a wild story, but I ain't even
go ahead, tell the wild story.
Nah, I ain't gonna do it.
Listen, I had a homegirl who said she was sucking a nigga dick in the fucking shower and she smelled shit. And I said, bitch, why did you keep sucking that nigga dick?
Oh, he's nasty as hell, for real.
He's nasty. Why didn't you stop? Like, motherfuckers, y'all gotta stop being polite. Hurt a motherfucking feelings if they feelings need to be fucking hurt. Yeah. If you a grown ass person and you dirty and you fucking smell like some shit, a motherfucker need to be called to the carpet, my nigga. Yeah. Like you need to be called to the carpet.
You need to stop. You need to get out of the kitchen.
What the Rock is cooking?
I done smelled some what the Rock is cooking before, and I had to abort mission. Like, oh no. I done fake nut and everything. Hell yeah.
Hey, if you a woman and a nigga fake nut and you don't know that a nigga fake nut, you trash.
Yeah.
It don't take a lot to know that a nigga didn't nut.
I'm definitely like,
a woman can give you mad theatrics.
But you know that shit stink though. Like, you know that shit stink. Like, I've
talked to niggas who've been like, you know, I was fucking a bitch. Her pussy stank. I kept going. I be like, ew. Like,
that's true. Yeah.
Like, that's like, I got my plate. Yeah. I got my plate. The food looked like garbage and it stink, but I ate it anyway. Disgusting.
That's a fact.
Disgusting.
Me and my dad went to Wendy's the other day after I took him to the doctor and shit. And we had like, they thought they was slick. They goddamn had to, like, I ordered the food. I rolled around and it was a good wait in the drive-thru. Pulled around and seen that goddamn score. That shit said an 87.2. I said, God damn, how are you operable? I was like, Dad, we out. He was like, wait a minute, I want some Wendy's. I was like, we're gonna get some Wendy's. We're not.
We need to go to a bitch named Wendy's.
Like, they're clearly saying that they have, I don't even know if it was 80. I think it was like an 84. It was,
and you know they give you like 5 points or some shit.
Yeah, like butts. You take a test and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, what the fuck? Like, and I watch way too much like fucking WRL and like shit like that. The goddamn news reports on the nasty ass goddamn fucking restaurants and shit. Like, oh, they had fucking salmon out for 9 hours. Like, what the fuck? Right by the sink. Like,
right by the toilet. Like, niggas ain't washing their hands.
Y'all niggas is washing hands and fucking and salmon for 9 hours. That shit festering and shit. Y'all niggas finna fry that shit up if I order it. Ain't worth a damn.
No, that is serious. Like, listen, as adults, wash your fucking hands. I don't care if you at the crib. I don't give a fuck if you out to eat. I don't give a fuck if you doing I Am Legend and you home alone and you don't see nobody for the next 2 weeks. Wash your fucking hands.
Oh, I've been washing the fuck out of my shit though.
Please do. Please do.
Like, I'm about to, we're gonna pause for a second. Wash my shit.
Wash your shit again. Listen, okay, so I'm in the airport, right? I got mad hand sanitizer. Like literally, one thing I can say about this is that you don't realize how involuntarily you touch your face. And this has made me super aware of that. So like, I've had so much hand sanitizer through my travels over the last 2 weeks that I'm putting that shit on all the time, and I'm trying my best not to touch my face. And I just want to say that I went to Houston this weekend for my homegirl Toy birthday. And I had a fucking ball. When we arrived in Houston on Friday.
George Washington? I mean, George Bush?
Yes.
Did you see the big ass statue of George Bush?
I didn't see the statue of George Bush.
That shit is freaky.
I didn't see that.
Nigga, that shit is 90 feet tall. As soon as you come off the terminal, like, God damn.
I didn't see that.
Is this Hitler? This is wild.
Hey, like, I ain't gonna lie. I felt the way because it was called George Bush. So, full disclosure, this was my first time ever going to Houston. I was like, George Bush, like, what the fuck? But I'm gonna fly on into this bitch, like, whatever. I ain't got no control over that.
That nigga owns the fuck out of Texas.
Yeah. So, I go in and, I'm using all this hand sanitizer, my flight straight. Like, it's not a lot of people on there. I got a whole row to myself. I'm Gucci, and I get there. And when we all get to the Airbnb, our Airbnb was fly as fuck, first of all.
That shit was dope.
That shit was dope as fuck. And, we all sitting in front of the TV watching the emergency, shit from Trump and shit, right? First of all, how is your job at your house and you late? Like, Trump was like fucking 40 minutes late for this shit. And we all sitting around because I honestly believe that none of us in this particular group was tripping over Corona like that. Like, we knew of it. We're all very intelligent people, educated people, etc. But we weren't really tripping. And so we all sitting around the TV in the Airbnb trying to figure out if Trump gonna say, we closing down the airports. Niggas gonna have to drive back from Houston. Niggas that came in from different parts, Atlanta, Charlotte, Miami, like niggas, Ohio, like niggas that came in from all different parts for us to celebrate, my friend's birthday. And, so after Trump just made this shit talking about, basically we got like this vaccine or we have it to where, Walmart and all these other places y'all need to buy stock in. That's basically what that was for. Y'all need to know that we have these things in place, but it didn't hit on any of that shit. So we like, I bet. Cool. Like, cause we really thought we was going to have to get rentals and shit and drive back. That shit is kind of scary. Like, we're in a place where, like, damn, I didn't even think of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, shout out to my homegirl Bone. Like, she thought of all that shit. But I just want to take a moment to say, one, me being in Houston all weekend, I wouldn't have known how serious this shit is because that shit didn't stop no show in fucking Houston. Like, everybody was fucking out. Everybody was having a good time. And if y'all are not new to this podcast, one thing y'all know is I love black people being black people. We are some people who persevere. And we are some people who are just like, fuck it. Like, this what we doing type shit. Went to this place called True Lux. It's a franchise, but I'd never been there before. Upscale seafood, steak type place. Food was fucking bomb. I recommend you going there. Then we went to the fucking Turkey Leg Hut. We turned that bitch out, okay? We turned the fucking Turkey Leg Hut out. They had like a DJ and shit. We turned that shit into a whole day party. We had our whole shit rocking. Like, our whole section was fucking rocking out that bitch. Like, we had a good fucking time.
Oh, dope.
It was super dope, but be for real, like, I had this really like surreal moment. Like, we are constantly trying to, and I know you could probably relate to this because you are one of those people that I deem in, my successful friend category, right?
That's wild. Thank you. I appreciate that. Good to be there.
But I'm sitting around with all of these people, right? And these people are, especially at True Lux, like, everybody look nice. We're sitting around. It's mainly Caucasian people around us. This is high-end restaurant. It's pretty expensive. You know what I'm saying? Food was bomb as fuck though, so it's worth all the money. But I'm sitting around, and I'm looking at these people and I'm having like this surreal moment. And we take this time to try to build the life that we want to live. But sometimes it seems like a destination versus a journey, and you like, even though I'm not who I want to be, I'm still building to be who I want to be. And I had like this very surreal moment. And I'm looking around at all these beautiful black people. Probably 50% I know, 50% I've just met on this trip because these are her friends that have come together to celebrate her birthday. And I'm looking around. I know everybody's kind of like stats as far as like what they do, like their education, like shit like that and all of this shit. And I'm just like, damn, like, I'm living the life that I wanted to build for myself, and I am looking around at all these beautiful black people and we all have stories, B. Like, everybody has stories.
Oh, yeah.
It's not people out here that does not have a story. However, they persevered and they're living a good life. You know what I'm saying? It's doctors, it's therapists, it's, you know, it's entrepreneurs, it's military people. Like, it's all these people. And I'm out with these motherfuckers. When I tell you, like, money wasn't a thing, you know, listen, y'all know as black people, we can go out and then they get into some nitpicky type, calculus type shit where everybody trying to figure out what, you know, who got to pay for this and who got to pay for that, which I understand because we have a history. All things, you know, all roads go back to slavery. However, these are people who have made it so that they live in the life where they don't have to do that. I know money does not buy happiness, but money makes shit a lot easier.
Money helps you get happy.
Exactly.
I mean, I ain't gonna say that. It just helps you not. Like,
it helps you not worry about small shit.
Yeah, like I like money because it helped me do stuff that I want to
Yeah.
do. You know what I'm saying? Like I was thinking, it's funny you said that because I was thinking about that shit. If not yesterday, the day before yesterday, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, damn, like it's funny. I'll tell you exactly why. Cause, and I'm sorry if I cut you off. Were you finished? I ain't want
You good. Go ahead, baby.
But,
do your thing.
So I had this kind of same epiphany, but it wasn't even less than an epiphany per se. It was just like, just some real testimony. Cause like, Friday, I told you I went and got out with my homeboys. We just was kicking it, like, you know, went out and shit. Went to one of my homeboys' cribs who stays kind of in the hood that we grew up in, but he still stay there, but like in a different capacity. You know what I'm saying? Like, he used to, you know, his mom stayed there. Now he got a crib there. He could be doing better for himself, but knowing his struggle, I'm happy that he's doing his thing. So anyway, it was a bunch of us over there. Like, we've literally been friends since we were, you know, since I was there. He's older than me, but like, and one of my other homeboys was there. He's, you know, 41, 42. So like, them niggas grew up together for real, for real.
Yeah.
And then me and my homeboys, it was just like a mixture because we from the same neighborhood and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, we were just sitting there kicking it, whatever. And then we were talking, and then, we're talking about like another area close to where we live. I'm from Indy City, area, you know what I'm saying? Like, and all my friends there, I've lived either in one part or another in that, somewhere in that area, or I know a bunch of motherfuckers who live X, Y, and Z. So we're talking about a specific spot, like the Villages, and one of our homegirls lives in, you know, a rental property of one of my homeboys' mamas and shit. And I'm like, damn, like when they said the shit, I was like, damn, Becca still stay there? You know what I'm saying? That's my homegirl. And she was like, and my man was like, yeah. I was like, that's Big Lou Mom crib, ain't it? I was like, damn, she been staying there like 12 years. I was like, shit, she been getting that rent the whole time. Like, I'm thinking that shit, but I say it out loud, and everybody start laughing and shit. Like, boy, you always about that motherfucking money.
About
like,
that bread.
and,
that's
like,
right,
and my homeboys was like, you know, the older ones is like 41, 42. Everybody started laughing like, damn, boy, you always been about your paper. And I'm like, and that shit was just like instant. You know what I'm saying? And my best friend was there, like my actual brother, like, that I, you know, consider my brother. He was like, yeah, that nigga always been like that, yo. Like, like for real. Like, I be practicing and teaching, you know, like trying to give those same principles to other people. And they don't, like, here's how you do it, X, Y, and Z. And you know what I'm saying? And you know, it may or may not fall on deaf ears, whatever.
Is that frustrating ever to you?
Fuck yeah, because you get like survivor's remorse, or I don't know if it's survivor's remorse, but yeah, I guess it is survivor's remorse.
I get what you're saying.
In terms of like, you know, you just kind of like turning up and like you kind of leaving niggas in the wash, but you don't want to because you still like, that's still your dog, like, and you'll do whatever for him and shit like that. But like, you know, that shit is frustrating. You know,
no, it is. I understand.
I want everybody to do like, come on, like turn up, nigga. Like
I'm giving you the keys. Like, I learned this shit ahead of time so I can give it away.
Like,
and y'all don't want to take it. And I get frustrated with that.
Like, I be telling like I consider my older brother, you know what I'm saying? He stay in Greensboro. Greensboro houses are much cheaper than they are here in Raleigh. Like, he's not moving back to Raleigh anytime. So I'm like, bro, get a fucking house. Like, you have decent credit. Go buy a fucking house. By the time, like in 10 years, that shit is going to have the same impact that Raleigh has in this fucking boom in fucking world in economics. And you're going to have a fucking gold mine that you're sitting on that you can sell for, you know, and make $30,000 or $40,000, you know what I'm saying? And set your life up for the rest of your life. You know what I'm saying? Cause you're getting older. So like, but niggas want to buy sneakers and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can buy sneakers and like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
but listen, like you said, like you got to get to a place where it's okay. You can buy sneakers. Yeah. However, you need to be doing this other shit too.
For sure.
You know
like, you don't need to buy sneakers. If your credit is, if you know your credit score needs to be a certain place to get a specific, like, pay one of those bills off so that your shit can get to that, like, to shoot up those 20 points. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's like prioritize. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, that's what's hinging or, you know, like hanging you in the balance to get what you need in order to, you know, start moving in the right direction.
Yeah.
Fuck them goddamn $200 J's. You know what I'm saying? That you fucking 42 years old and can only wear on the weekends.
Here's the thing. And I don't know if you deal with this, but I definitely do. When you try to put a motherfucker on game and they bring up what the fuck you buy, but you like, nah, but I'm doing both of these things though. Like,
yeah, nah, I get that.
I'm investing this money. I'm doing this. I'm saving. I'm doing this. I also can't afford J's. Mm-hmm. You cannot afford to do all of these things. So you gotta pick. So when you gotta pick, you should pick wisely, but it is, I really feel like sometimes it is like that survivor's remorse thing. Cause I feel very inclined, and motherfuckers probably be like, this bitch talking too much. Like, why you talking my fucking head off about this? I'm talking your head off cause I really care. You know what I'm saying? I've learned some keys and I want to pass them keys on because I don't want to hoard them.
You know what I'm saying? That's a pillar of blackness. You know what I'm saying? That we
exactly.
Like, we have the gift of orality, and that shit goes back to, you know, giving our history and shit. But this is, like, I'm giving you my history, nigga. This is how you do X, Y, and Z to get you to this point. Like, I took the bumps and bruises, you know what I'm saying? And I learned, you know, by feeling in the dark. But now I found the light bulb, you know what I'm saying? And shit, let's walk in this motherfucker and see everything we can, you know what I'm saying? So, like,
Hov did that, so hopefully you don't have to go through that.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, I definitely, I definitely had, and it's funny because I was talking to my brother-in-law in Louisiana because, my sister and my brother-in-law, my sister on my daddy's side, they got like 6,000 square foot house, probably like 15 acres of land, like big ass crib. Balling. And them niggas is like, my brother-in-law is from the fucking hood. Like, him and Boosie are first or second cousins or some shit. And they live like, they grew up, same projects and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. So like, and I'd be like, damn, I was talking to him because like, before I was up, but now like I'm like seeing him, I hadn't seen him in, you know, 6-7 years and shit, you know what I'm saying? And each time I seen him, I'm always doing some, you know, some shit, which he told me he appreciated and shit or whatever. But, and I was like, damn, you don't get survivor's remorse and shit, cause he got a big ass family and shit. And like, he's, you know, doing pretty well, more so than everybody else. He's like, yeah, bro, happy. He was like, but he been doing that shit for like 20 years. He was like, bro, I've been doing this shit since I was fucking 29, 28, making, you know, 150 grand a year for the past 20 something years. You know what I'm saying? And got all this shit, you know what I'm saying? And, but he was like, I still be showing love, but at the same time, like, I can't all cut my nose off to spite my face either. You know what I'm saying? Cause the priorities, these people in his house, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I get it, you know, it's just, but like, it's hard when you're a good nigga, you know what I'm saying? A good person, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and you care. Like, you care about not only your relatives, but you care about black people in general. For sure. And when you feel like you have some type of cheat code, which is not really a cheat code, it's just working harder. But you know what I'm saying? When you can help somebody cut out some steps, that's what you want to do. And so it can become frustrating if you are individuals like you and I, when you're like, look, boom, I already learned this. I did the ups and downs and I had to learn this. This is what you need to do. And, you know, like, it was this meme about like, do white people get taxes? Because you never hear them talking about it. And
I said that a couple of weeks ago.
It makes me cringe. It makes me cringe how many black people look forward to getting their taxes only to waste it.
Yeah. That shit, you should not be broke. If you get, man, that shit.
If you're an hourly employee and you get a lump sum.
I got $1,000 for my first income tax for real, for like my biggest one. I ain't been broke since then. Real shit. Like, word up.
Bruh. I've never gotten it. Listen, I've never gotten an income tax refund where I was like, oh yeah, I've been waiting for this shit all year. I've never gotten it. I've had people in my family be like, oh, I don't know, you talk about taxes. You don't care about taxes. Nigga. Yeah. I pay more in taxes than probably your annual salary, bro. So that's not even a stunt because I'm fucking upset about that. Like, like, I pay a lot in fucking taxes, my nigga. Like, I'm paying at least $1,500 every 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's why I go exempt on them for a couple months. Fuck y'all niggas. I'm about to keep about shit. I'm going exempt. with like $3-4. It got there. I got kids, so that shit come out of the wash anyway. So
yeah,
like,
at least you know, you got kids, you kind of get a little bit of that
houses
shit.
and shit. Yeah, like that's why if you don't have children, buy a house. It's beneficial for taxes. You know, cause if you don't own anything, like, you know, you can write off the interest, you can write off the taxes, you know, anything that you spend inside the house, not anything, but different things that you buy for the house to increase the value of the house, shit like that. Like it's to your benefit.
Yeah.
So if I ain't never told you nothing, buy a house. If you ain't got no kids, especially.
Yeah. I agree. I agree with all that. Going back to Houston, I just want to shout my people out. Again, beautiful black people. I had an awesome time. Houston owes me nothing. The group I went with owes me nothing. I had an awesome time. Shout out to Toy. Shout out to Bone. Shout out to Tia, Kelly, Kia, Money, Brian. We all had an awesome time. Like, in addition to being prepared, in addition to stacking your money, you also have to live your life. Right?
Fact,
because
right.
You're not guaranteed tomorrow, you know, and there are individuals that I deem to be very smart individuals, very smart. However, they are so cautious that they're waiting for like 60 and 65 to live their life. I feel like it's a balance. I'm not saying blow your fucking money and do all this bullshit. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying strike a balance, because you don't know if 60, you gonna meet 60. And, right. you don't want to leave all this money just for your family to fight over. It's all I'm saying. It is all I'm saying. So shout out to them. I had an awesome fucking time. I really did have an awesome time. B, I know that you wanted to address the internet related to something. You want to hit it with that?
Yeah, it's quick because we got well into the show.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, and recently, what's so fast? Time be moving so fast. This shit
time
like
definitely
moves
not
last
fast.
week. But last week around this time, I think it was maybe Tuesday or Wednesday of last week. Especially it was big in Raleigh because this dude got shot behind
a pizza.
Fucking yeah. Well, no, he got shot behind the food line in off fucking Rogers Lane in New Bern. If you know anything about Raleigh area, but he had a pizza in his hand. So initially, it was thought that he was a 16-year-old kid that was shot in the back and didn't have a gun or anything like that, and was just running from the police and had a pizza in his hand because he stole a pizza. The reason that came about because somebody that I know, she was somehow, I don't know why she was on that side of town or why she was over there at that particular juncture, but she was there and she fucking did what everybody does when some shit goes down. She grabbed her phone and started fucking Facebook Living. And, like, basically, long and short of it, she was, you know, I mean, it was some young boys out there and shit. So I'll applaud her for her vigilance in terms of like consoling some of the kids that were there. Cause it was like a bunch of 16-year-olds, 17-year-olds and shit, all not doing shit, shouldn't have been there doing whatever.
Yeah.
But it turns out that, like I said, she just created this huge uproar to the point where the entire Raleigh was on her fucking live feed looking at what potentially happened and thinking, because of what she said, that a 16-year-old young black boy, obviously with sensitive times like that, you know, everybody gravitated toward it immediately and started, you know, protesting and doing all this other wild shit because we thought that was the case. Turns out, and mind you, these niggas was protesting at the fucking chief of police house, right?
Yeah.
Like at her crib. Like, she's a black lady, of course, so that made it even worse. And then they fucking, obviously were downtown at WTVD News 11, like outside of their fucking studios for whatever. It's like 1:30. So they were protesting in two different spots, right? Without the facts. The thing about this is that they didn't have the facts, right? So, and I understand the gravity of the situation and just from the severity and the plight of the black and brown person in this country, mainly black, especially in the South, and, you know, people getting shot by the police, right? So I get it. I totally get it. But at the same time, you got to take a minute to evaluate the situation and get the facts, because the thing about it, right? You're hearing a 16-year-old black boy got shot. Everybody with a 16-year-old son is fucking frantic, losing their goddamn mind because they don't know if it's their son, right? And that's the reality of it, right? But at the same time, you have a responsibility to make sure that you're reporting, information properly and correctly and shit, right? So I fast forward to the next day. The fucking police chief, a black lady, she's been under a bunch of scrutiny, obviously, because she's a black lady in charge.
Because she's a black lady, let that sink in.
Yeah, so but she's a police chief, so she's responsible for every fucking action that, police take or whatever. So, in everybody's mind. So, again, like I said, they just stood outside this woman's house till 2:30 in the morning, shit like that. They had to have police and shit. They screaming at the top of their goddamn lungs. And she's blowing her nose. But
I had the mic turned off. They wouldn't even know that. Go ahead.
Oh, I heard you though. I thought they heard it too. But
no,
yeah, so
they did
anyway,
not. Thanks though. But
I heard you.
Continue on.
We'll edit that. I hope she don't have the corona. It's just, it's so,
no, I have a gluten allergy.
And
I have a gluten allergy.
The midst of fucking pollen season. So I can't tell if I got whatever because I've been fucking sniffling and shit.
Bro, my eyeballs almost popped out on the plane because my throat was dry.
That shit is crazy, yo. Fuck out of here. That was the worst timing ever. But anyway, getting back to what I was saying. So fast forward, not to keep too much time going, but, so fast forward, the police chief makes a press conference saying, basically the details of the incident, saying that the dude had a gun. He wasn't 16. He was 26 years old. He's not dead. He wasn't shot in the back and killed by the police, due to popular, notions.
Yeah.
And then, so basically debunked everything. She said the footage will be out later today. Okay. So, they got the footage and I sent it to, Fresh and shit, but it was shit was wild because everybody was up in arms. Raleigh Facebook is some interesting shit. It was just a bunch of motherfuckers it was one lady, she protesting, she ain't got no clothes on. She just fucking motherfuckers pull up in the sheet. She get the fuck, if you ain't protesting, goddamn it, get the just the most ghetto country shit.
She the female Boosie.
Cause her son was killed by the police apparently, I don't know, however many moons ago and shit.
Okay.
And she's just outwardly just going ham, won't even let motherfuckers get gas or nothing like that. I'm getting gas if I'm there, but, just protesting.
I'm getting gas.
You know what I'm saying? They had the damn news out there, all type of crazy shit. So the video comes out. They the police, the white dude, yo, they running he was come here, man, come here. And dude was boom, just dip, right? Mind you, this motherfucker is a 26-year-old man, right? So that comes out. So he's not 16. He's a 26-year-old man that has a gun and a pizza. So he's running from the police.
And he definitely had a gun. I saw the shit.
The police was yo, put the gun down, put the gun down, put the gun down, put the gun down as they're running, right? So then it's multiple police it's a foot chase that ensues. So he's running. So they, he goes around and then the other police officer comes, they're chasing him in the back, but they stop him at the other side, police coming from the opposite side. His dumbass, he's an idiot because he has the fucking gun. You should have been through the fucking gun. One, because you could, get shot.
Back.
Two, because you don't want, even if they don't shoot you, you'll get a gun charge. Throw the fucking gun to the point where at least they gotta find the shit, right?
Right, and you can deny the shit and say that gun was just out there.
Gun. Yeah, that's not, possession is 9/10 of the law, right? So you could, and then drop the goddamn piece of your dumbass. So he's running with the piece and the
he
gun.
still got the pizza because pizza is life, FYI.
That motherfucker ran into the police. And shout out to the police because he did a way better job than most people would have. Because the dude had the gun. He wasn't, I don't think he was pointing at him. Yes, he didn't pose a threat, but he still had a gun. And I would have shot that bitch too. You know what I'm saying? If a nigga coming at me with a gun and I got a gun, I'm going to shoot because he might shoot me, right? So the police was just in the fact that they shot him in the stomach because they very well could have fucking killed his ass. Real shit.
And we don't stand up for the police very often.
Yeah.
So FYI.
I'm not a champion, but I'm just thinking as a human, you got to get to the crib. The first rule of survival is self-preservation. So if I got a gun today and I'm running up the street and a motherfucker is running at me with a gun, I'm going to do my best to shoot his ass first. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's just rule number one. So, that's just instinctive in my opinion. So, but like I said, he shot dude in the stomach. Turns out the dude didn't die. You know what I'm saying? He had a gun. So my point in all this is before you just put your goddamn phone down. Wait a second. You're not a reporter. You had your fucking kids with you and shit. It was wild. The shit was the ghettoest fucking shit ever. she had her kids with her. She yelling at the kids and shit like, let's just go. Like, bitch, you should have left. Like, you got your kids there. Like, what are you supposed, like, what are you doing there? Like, I don't know. She had like a 10-year-old and a 2-year-old. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, get the fuck out of there. Like, I'm not there. Like, that ain't got shit to do with me. It ain't my kid. It ain't da-da-da. Ain't nobody like, you know, that I know. You know what I'm saying? I get what she was trying to do and like, you know, put the police on, you know, make them accountable for whatever they did. But like, you way the fuck down there. It's a crime scene. You can't get close to the crime scene. You know what I'm saying? So my point is just chill out, put your goddamn phones down. You know what I'm saying? And assess the situation and the scene before you got them go live and make a fool of yourself. Cause then she was, you know, copping pleas and shit on Facebook and all this other shit. Motherfucker, she was all on World Star. Motherfucker was tearing up in the comments, all type of crazy. Like, so now you just subjected to yourself, you know what I'm saying? To some whole other shit. But
I think the problem is in the times that we live in, our first reaction is to become a reporter.
Yeah, but you're not.
You're not. No, you're right. You're not.
You're not.
I think that's just where people land these days. And when we talk about, you know, we've seen people die and shit like that. And instead of helping motherfuckers, niggas is pulling out their cameras.
Yeah, like, nigga, like, that shit is just, I don't know. This is beyond me. Like, I've never thought about, like, I've not been in a lot of drastic situations recently since my life has, you know, been on the up and up. But in the event, I would pray that my first reaction, excuse me, I'm drinking beer, would be fucking not to pull out my goddamn phone. You know what I mean? Like, to try to record some shit. But if I'm pulling out my phone, it's going to be like to call the police or call somebody that can help. You know what I'm saying? The ambulance or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit, like, I don't know, man. It's just weird. I don't know.
Yeah.
And
it's a lot.
But motherfuckers love social media, man. It's just like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
we just had a conversation.
When she got home, she probably thought she was popping with all them fucking thousands and thousands of views and shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Think she right until that shit hit the fan and you're not.
I just had a conversation about this, about likes being the new currency. Attention is the currency.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So motherfuckers don't really care about how they get the attention, and that you can't take this motherfucking attention to Bank of America or Wells Fargo. But they look at the attention and that's what they want. But when you already have biases, rightfully so, about the police and shit like that, you feel like they're doing some wrong shit. And your job is you're live on the scene. And you're creating content. Whether we know it or not, we're all creating content. We're content creators, right? Like, going back to Houston, my Instagram stories were so fucking lit. Like, everybody was in my DM. Cause you're creating content. And that's all some motherfuckers care about is creating content. We have made it to a point in our lives where everybody has a show. It's the B Hill show. It's the Fresh show. It's the Adam, Steve, Margaret show. Everybody has a show and they're creating fucking content. And it's about how you feel about creating that fucking content pretty much. And this young lady is not about to fact check and do all this shit before she go on her fucking Facebook Live. But I guess the point here is we need to be more cognizant of what we're doing and why we're doing it. But that's just my soapbox. We've been going a little bit long. You want to go into literature?
Sure. What's the other option?
Your black facts.
Oh yeah, let's just go with the shit. I mean, I got some, but that shit gonna be long and drawn out too. So
all right, we'll holler at it next week. We'll holler at it next week.
The black fact is fucking put your phone down.
Put your phone down. All right. We about to get into literature. Literature is our pop culture segment where we talk about all the fuck shit on your timelines. B, I heard you were drinking beer. What type of beer?
Dos Equis. I was trying to.
Dos Equis.
Yeah, they were. I thought about getting Corona, but they weren't on sale. So I was like,
I feel like Corona should be the main one on sale.
Yeah, like you should be $7.99 for a 12-pack. Sir.
Facts. No, seriously.
So I didn't want to support them because I feel like they're killing us. That's not true. Don't be stupid like that.
They're not.
But
It's
Nah, I
not
just wanna see
Corona,
Dos
guys.
Equis.
But I
Nah.
know Corona is going to have to step up their marketing a whole lot because Corona is the same people who voted for Trump, which are not very intelligent. Like they go with whatever is in front of them. So if they hear Corona, they associate Corona. The same way that they thought Obamacare, they didn't know that it was their Affordable Care Act that they all have because they broke as fuck.
Right.
Yeah. So we're not dealing with the highly intelligent population is all I'm saying. But, B is on Dos Equis. I am on wine and I've had a couple shots of Jack. I feel great. I'm working
You ain't
from
tired of
home.
drinking? Yo, that's been drinking.
I'm never tired of getting lit. Like, it's life. Live that shit. If you want to do it, do it. If you don't want to do it, don't. Ain't no rules.
I just thought your liver might have been like, hey, let's just chill for a second.
Nope. That's where you got me wrong.
Gotcha.
Listen, at the end of the day, this is the whole format of our podcast.
Oh,
if I got a drink
asking.
for our podcast, I will do that shit because I'm committed to what the fuck I put my name on. Boom, facts. But no, I'm good. I'm super good. I ain't gonna lie though. We were out Sunday and we went to a day party, my nigga. And we were there. We had a section. We have a section everywhere we go. So we had a section and we already had 2 bottles, right? Day party was supposed to be over at 9:00. It's like 8:45. Our bottles are starting to run out. We've driven the boat. We've done all of these things. I see these fucking bottle girl bitches roll up with the sparklers and the fucking lights with 2 more bottles. I literally got sad. I was like, oh, I'm not about to drink these 2 bottles. Like, y'all good. I'm not. When you see liquor come your way and you like, oh, hell no, that's a problem. I was like, I'm good. I said, baby girl, listen, holla at me. Can I get a bottle of Fiji, please?
Word.
Please. That's where I was at with it.
You got a double shot of fucking Fiji.
I needed some Fiji, bro. I was already lit. Like, I was lit and I was having a good fucking time. And social media is very interesting because I did a lot of, put a lot of shit on my story, but there were parts that were cut out. And, you know, you look at other people's stories and that were with you and you understand the parts that were cut out. And I said, oh, so when I was driving the boat, this is where I start to forget shit. Like serious business. Like, you know what other facts? Houston. I really thought I would hear more Houston artists in Houston. I thought Meg would have been like top tier of the shit that they would have played. It could have been the places that I went to. But that was very interesting. Anyway, my liver is still good. I've been practicing for this for a lot of years. So it is what it is. But put your cups in the air and we are going to get people who can't handle their fame the fuck up out of here. So Dababy. We talk about Dababy, I feel like every single episode. And we're talking about shit we haven't been on last week, so we're talking about anything that has happened in the last 2 weeks, FYI. But Dababy was at Whiskey North in Tampa for his up close and personal tour when a woman who waved her phone in his direction, presumably to get a pic with her flash on, struck the rapper in the face. Dababy proceeded to smack fire from this woman. And the people at the venue tells TMZ that after the initial shock of Dababy smacking this woman subsided, the crowd started booing Dababy. And Dababy left. His crew left. He didn't even perform. The woman went on to say that she was not even the person who had the camera in his face. Dababy claims that somebody struck him in the face with the phone because they were trying to take a picture. The woman known as Tyronisha Laws Black also claims that she was not the person and he hit the wrong person and she's obtained legal counsel. B, I feel like every other week, if not every week, we have some shit to talk about with Dababy. You feel
Yeah,
like the
look.
baby justified in his actions, or what's your stance on that?
I mean, I'm never an advocate for a woman being hit, obviously. But he didn't know it was a woman. You know what I'm saying? I don't think. I mean, it didn't appear like the video that I saw, the motherfucker like had the fucking shit all in his eye and shit. Like, bitch, get the fuck on. You know what I'm saying? Like, so he hit the shit away, not knowing. I mean, he's 5'5", so it very well could have been a nigga because, you know, I guess they were the same height, but
right.
Like, just instinctively, like, if you got some shit that motherfucker put some shit directly in your eyes and shit, you gonna hit that shit away just by natural shit. And just so happened he hit it a little harder than probably most, and then it happened to be a woman. So, I mean, you know, bro got PTSD like a motherfucker, man. He done been through a lot of shit. So, I mean, you know, I guess he definitely, you know, he needs to get a security detail. He needs to be, you know, surrounded by them. That way he can't, you know, motherfuckers can't infiltrate. But I mean, you know, it's just the same story, you know what I'm saying? Because like, he just a wild little nigga, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's just a bad little dude, you know what I'm saying? And it's just, some shit just in you, it ain't on you, you know what I'm saying? And that shit is, bruh, like, he got a lot of shit going on, you know what I'm saying? Like, historically and shit. So he clearly needs to go and talk to somebody, but at the same time, some shit is just instinctive. And, you know, I definitely don't feel like he should have hit the woman, but at the same time, like, people, y'all gotta, like, can't violate people's space. Like, people are still people, you know what I'm saying? Like, just cause they fucking rap and sing and dance and shit like that, don't mean they ain't humans, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta think, would you want a motherfucking camera all in your goddamn eye and shit? Like, damn, chill, you know what I'm saying? Like, so.
I kind of agree. I feel like this. I agree with you. I definitely feel like the baby has PTSD, a little bit of little man syndrome, like all that shit. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he need to get that shit under control, because at the end of the day, like, you have people who are trying to get your picture based on what everyone has said, even the baby. I don't feel like this person hitting him in the face, possibly hitting him in the face with the camera, was a malicious move. Like, I don't feel like that action was justified, and the fact that it was a woman and not a man also does not justify that for me. Like, either you gonna get used to being famous or not. You know what I'm saying? And I get it. The shit ain't for everybody. We've all went into jobs or roles or relationships or whatever where we thought that we could handle that shit. And we realized, you know what? I can't really handle that shit based on how I am made up as a person. I feel like the baby needs to understand if he can handle the shit or he can't. Because, again, when he describes the shit, it doesn't sound like somebody just took their phone out and fucking smacked the fuck out of him. Man or woman. You know what I'm saying? It don't sound like that's what happened. It sounds like niggas was excited to see their favorite little rapper and shit and had their phones out. That's the price of fame to me. I feel like all of our jobs have a price to that shit. Some of our shit may not be as glamorous or go on TMZ like other shit, but sit down, think about your job. All your job, everything about your job has some type of L to it. And you need to understand if you can deal with those types of L's or not. And I feel like, listen, we've let the baby pass so many times because I honestly feel like he has PTSD. Or he just might be a fuck little nigga. I don't know. But I know he a little nigga with a lot of problems going on. And people like his music. That's a blessing. And people that like the problems that the baby is dealing with is based on the fact that he's successful. So are you willing to be less successful for less problems? Or are you willing to be as successful as you are and have to take a couple more personal L's, which you deem to be an L? Like,
you know what? It's just, cause like back in our day, niggas was fucked up too. Niggas used to do mad shit, but it wasn't no phone. Like it's just like, I remember Tighe was in the warehouse and like, them niggas ain't have his money. And he told, like, I'll never get that shit. That nigga was like, hey, home. Nigga had his hat cocked to the side. I was like right by the stage. The Tip was at that point, like, he's still one of my favorite rappers of all time. Yeah. But at that point, he was on fire. Like, this was you don't know me tip. You know what I'm saying? You don't know me.
You don't know me.
Fucking, was it trap music? Was this trap music? It was either
Probably
trap music or
trap
Urban
music
Legend.
because that was the height of his success.
Absolutely.
You might
not.
see me in
Trap
the street,
music,
but homie, you don't know me.
That wasn't the height of success by any stretch. That was him.
I feel like that's where Tighe, trap music is where Tighe got introduced to the public.
Paper Trail and shit. Well, that was when he was like multi-platinum and shit.
But that's where he got on the radar. I feel like that's where he got on the radar
that wasn't the height of
people.
His success though. It's the height of his success when he was like multi-platinum.
Well, his introduction to the type of success that he
but
was.
It was either that or
that
like Urban Legend, possibly. But anyway, he was like, them niggas ain't have his money. He was like, hey, home, these niggas ain't got my money. I'm finna go. Before I go, y'all should tear this motherfucker up, tear this bitch up if it was me. And motherfucker was like, you got there. He walked off stage, shit, and dropped the mic, and got motherfuckers lost it. Like, motherfuckers started tearing that bitch thief. It won't no more parties after that. Now that I think about it, that was the last party at the warehouse. Now
but look how much power you have.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so
celebrity.
niggas, my point is, like, niggas been nuts. You know what I'm saying? Like, Gucci Man, like, it's just niggas didn't have phones and shit. Like, niggas done got their ass whooped all over the world. Like, for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just niggas just ain't have phones. So that shit won't, like, you know, as advertising, it won't, you beat the nigga up
you
in
didn't
Ohio.
Find out about it.
Yeah,
much.
you beating the nigga up in Ohio won't public knowledge the same in 30 minutes after you did the shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, I mean, not to say that that's giving any credence to it or anything like that, but it's just the reality of it. Like, I mean, being a rapper is a very fucking dangerous job. Like, you in these fucking places, you have no ideas, motherfucking beefing. Like, you walking into the middle of a fucking war zone. It could be like two sides of town beefing and they come to see you perform, but them niggas is not really here to see you perform. They here to goddamn outdo the other one. And motherfuckers, and then they try to outdo you. It's just, that shit is a lot, my nigga. Like, for real.
That shit is a lot, but when we come to a nigga like Dababy, you talk about Tighe, you talk about these niggas that are pre-smartphone. Dababy, it goes back to what we were just talking about. You learned the shit, so you give the niggas the tools and the jewels to move forward.
I mean, you can talk to a motherfucker till they blue in the face, though. Life is the greatest teacher of all.
But like, but you have to be willing to take them L's because Dababy is one of them niggas that's going to lose a lot of money just based on his actions.
Shit, that's how Tip. Like, I listened to Tip podcast and I forgot that, like, when he got in that shit, that this with all them guns, he had a deal with Chevy. Like Steve Stout got him that deal. He was like, yo, I lost all that shit. You know what I'm saying? That shit was a multi-million-dollar deal. You know what I'm saying? Like, I lost that shit immediately. Like, he's like, I only got one commercial out that shit. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you know, you got to take heed to it, but at the same time, like, hard head make a soft ass. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah. So listen, we all got jobs.
For sure.
No matter what you do, you have a job. Whether your job is glamorous or your job is shoveling shit, you have a job. And with that job comes the things you can and you cannot do. It comes with morals clauses. It comes with all of those things. And so it's kind of like, if you want to keep up, if you want to keep making this money, if you want to have white gold teeth, if you want to have all of these things, you don't have to chill the fuck out. However, you are grown. You are an able-bodied person. You can do whatever the fuck you want to do. However, you're going to have to suffer the consequences of your actions, like any of us with our jobs. Mm-hmm. We do things to this day. I know I do things to this day that, listen, and my job having to find out about it, it could be some dire consequences for that. You know, just based on what I represent, you know? So, you have to understand that. Do you think that it makes a difference if it was a woman or a man that he smacked?
Nah, I don't think so. I mean, you can keep your hands to yourself, but that goes both ways.
But do you feel like it was malicious though? Like when you hear his explanations and her explanation, do you feel like a nigga? He
spun it. Of course he spun it because he had to. But initially he said, I got $10,000 for whoever got any other footage for the shit. You know what I'm saying? So of course, like, you know, his label called him like, yo, nigga, chill. You already got mad other shit going on. So like, but nah, I mean, he definitely gonna spin it in his favor. You know what I'm saying? Or to lessen the blow. But his your initial reaction is usually the first and, you know, the one that you think is right. Right. So, I guess at that time. So, I mean, it's hard to say when a motherfucker got some shit in your eye. You know what I'm saying? Like, it might, like,
but you should be used to shit in your eyes. I guess it's my thing.
No, Like, if I put my phone directly in your face.
This your shit. Like, you walking through a crowd of people who want to see you. You should be used to cameras by now. I get it. You have PTSD.
Cameras and shit, and like motherfuckers touching you and shit. Like, damn.
Niggas, I read some shit about Dababy where the baby was just like, I don't like people calling me by my name. Nigga, you named your album Kirk. You named your album after your fucking last name. It is, for motherfuckers to know your real name is a fucking privilege. Like, motherfuckers blocking their blessings, I feel like. And of course, I've never been that type of famous. So I don't know. However, I know enough to know that, okay, if I'm going to be famous, these are certain things that I need to be aware of. And you got to let that shit go. Or you cannot let that shit go. And you can pay for that shit monetarily. But I thought you was in it for the money. So why giving that shit out is something you want to do? I have no idea. But like, you complaining about shit that's a blessing. Like, because you could easily be one of the million rappers out here that we don't fucking know about, like, at all. That got their shit on SoundCloud. That got their shit still trying to get to where anybody will try to put them on a remix. I feel like we make a lot of excuses for this little nigga because we like this little nigga music. He keep getting a pass. I saw a meme that cracked me up that said Chris Brown looking at Dababy keep getting all these passes. Cause Dababy can't keep his hands to himself. We already know about several instances in the past 365 days that Dababy has gotten himself into. This ain't no new shit. This ain't no shit where we were just like, Dababy did that? What? No, we just like, sounds like a day in the life of Dababy.
But then on the flip side of that too, like, motherfucker know what time it is, you know what I'm saying? The motherfucker gonna keep trying to try him and shit, and motherfucker gonna have to defend himself. Like, you just can't be no fucking
you don't have to defend yourself. You have security for that shit.
Yeah, I get it, but it's just, it's hard to
there are protocols put in place. Well, if you can't reprogram yourself, which I understand. If you can't reprogram yourself, you can't continue to put yourself in situations for the bag where you're actually going to lose the bag. If you know you're not good with a lot of people up on you, you can't do a club appearance. How big do you think a fucking club is? Motherfuckers came to that club and paid that 20, that 40, that 50, that 100, depending on where they coming from, to see your little ass. Now, you gotta let go of the bag. You gotta be like, you know what? I understand this club might be giving me 20 stacks to do this walkthrough or do this performance. However, mentally, I'm not set up to deal with the intimacy of that particular crowd. And if you're not set up for the intimacy of that particular crowd, you gotta let that bag go, because this $20,000 bag might cost you $50,000 or $100,000. You gotta let that shit go. The same way we talk about motherfucking niggas washing their fucking hands. You gotta understand what you gotta do, because the shit gonna come back on you. And what you don't want to happen is the end story being Dababy is in jail and Dababy is serving fucking 2 to 3 years because he decided to slap a motherfucker.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we was with you when you killed the nigga in the Walmart because they rolled up on you.
I was with you when you slam white dude for telling motherfuckers where you was staying at. I was with you on that too.
But we can't be with you for everything, is all I'm saying. Dababy slapping somebody in the club is lit as shit.
It's lit, man. Fuck it.
Yeah. I'm thinking this shit, you gonna throw...
slap a whole tribe.
I'm not. I feel like when it comes to this bag, it gotta be about this bag. So that shit is shit to me. And I feel like Dababy need to understand what his boundaries are and stop trying to get the bag and losing the bag at the same fucking time. Let's get on another black man. Andrew Gillum. Gillum.
My boy was fucked up.
Bruh. So.
That shit was funny.
Sunday night, Andrew Gillum said that he's going to enter a rehab facility to address his alleged alcohol abuse. The former gubernatorial, I always have a problem with that word.
It's not a sexy word.
It's not a sexy word. The Florida gubernatorial candidate made a decision after he was found inebriated inside of a Miami Beach hotel early last week with a gay escort who allegedly overdosed on crystal meth. Andrew was found vomiting in the bathroom in South Beach when a third guy who is an unlicensed physician called 911 because another man, Travis Dyson, collapsed on the bed from alleged methamphetamine abuse. The officers found 3 bags of crystal meth in the hotel, and Andrew Gillum said he had nothing to do with the crystal meth. Please understand that Andrew Gillum has a wife of 11 years and 3 children. In addition to entering rehab, Gillum said he would exit any public-facing roles for the foreseeable future. What are your thoughts on this, B? Are you fucking shocked? Is it right along with what you thought? What do you think about this whole Andrew Gillum thing?
I mean, he did talk with the S's, right? Like he had some sass on his voice. You know what I'm saying? Like he had like the S's, you know what I'm saying? But I liked him though. You know what I'm saying? I did. I wanted to vote for the nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like I was gonna vote for him because he was black. You got damn right. Fuck it.
Yeah.
And he was smart. He was able to articulate himself well enough. Had me sold. I was gonna move to Florida for a little bit. But,
damn it, he really sold you.
Not really, but I mean, if I was obviously, I was, you know, champion. I was hoping to see the brother win, but
fact.
And I mean, I don't think that. I mean, just because he got fucked up and had, some shit happen don't mean he still can't run the country. Like he just got caught. You know what I'm saying? Like,
literally, there's no boundary on which you can run the country at this point in time.
Like he could have run Florida. Florida's fucked up anyway. They just announced
Florida is fucked up.
They just suspended fucking school. Like they just told niggas that they can come back next year and do it all over again. Like what the fuck?
Damn it, man.
Yeah, word. Like they just tweeted that shit. Like I seen that shit somewhere on Twitter or some shit. But yeah. So I mean, I can't say that I was shocked. This shit was funny. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn. Bro like boys. He like boy pussy. And that's fine.
Pussy.
You know what I'm saying? Like he enjoys boy pussy. Like muscle bound boy pussy too. So that's a different trip I would imagine. But
I've always thought first of all, I've always thought Andrew Gillum was gay.
Yeah.
I've always thought he was a bottom. And my gaydar is pretty fucking good. So I definitely was not shocked when I heard this fucking story. I was not shocked at all, B.
Yeah, he closed, like whenever a nigga close their eyes when they talk type shit, like when they make a point.
This is gay bashing.
It's not gay bashing. It's just, it's observing.
Yeah, okay.
It's observing. Like, it's just all it is. Like, it's just like seeing a tiger when they fucking pounce on the fucking a lot of shit. That's what they do. Like, gay men fucking, they close their eyes and take, exasperated breaths when they fucking say some shit. And that's fine. It's just what it is. You know what
Exasperated breaths.
For real,
yeah.
It is. You know what I'm saying? And he did plenty of that shit. But he also was, he, like I said, he talked with some S's and shit, but I didn't give a fuck about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was able to get his point across and I felt it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so,
yeah. Listen, you know me, I don't care.
The nigga was wild. Like, the nigga was a big ass, like, semi-pro fucking goddamn bodybuilder. I'm like, oh, this nigga, like, that only wore Speedos. Like, what the fuck?
Hey, niggas have
He was
time.
like, he had him an IG honey. You know what I'm saying?
Hey. Listen, if you're gonna be cheating,
you ain't no different
out here. No, facts. No, that's facts. He had him an IG honey.
Yeah,
like,
he had him a little honey dip.
Do you think this, I'm not shocked again.
What do gay niggas say? Do they say like, what's the gay nigga flat tummy tea type shit? Like, what's the gay, you know what I'm saying? Do niggas do flat tummy tea?
I think it's pretty much the same, to be completely honest.
Be like muscle bound tea or some shit like that.
Listen, that's why I don't fuck with no niggas on IG that always want to show selfies. Yeah, niggas who always want to do topless shit. That ain't for y'all women.
That's a fact.
That ain't for y'all. Like, niggas who always posting fucking, sweatpants pics with they dick print showing. That ain't for y'all women. FYI. And like, it don't take that to attract majority of women. These niggas doing that for cross-functional business. FYI. I just want to say that. The crystal meth part was surprising to me, but the rest of this shit ain't really that surprising to me. Do you think the rehab is real or like a publicity stunt? Like, this is what I need to do to save face because that's what white people do.
Probably a combination. I mean, shit. He might. I mean, he said he fell into a deep depression after losing the shit. I mean, that's that would send the nigga over the edge, you know what I'm saying? And also dealing with the fact that he fucking, a closet gay man. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, he probably turned to the bottle, quite heavily and shit, trying to deal with all that shit, trying to balance it. That shit'll whoop you now. You know what I'm saying? Like, depression is real. So, like, and that shit comes in many forms and varieties, and that shit will compile on your goddamn ass. So, very well, he could have, and he could have been, who knows? It could have, I don't know if it was his first rendezvous with a gay man, but it was
not.
I mean, I don't know.
I'm going to say that it was not. You just don't fall into that shit. This nigga 40 years old. This nigga been doing this for a minimum of 20 years.
Nigga could have bagged him at the bar. It could have been, you know what I'm saying? Nigga goddamn muscle bound nigga could have came like, oh shit, you Andrew Gillum. Let me buy you a drink.
Yeah, and you just like, I don't normally like niggas, but now my dick hard. No, that's not how it works.
My dick's been hard for a while. I just never acted on it. And today is the day, muscle man. Yeah, come suplex, nigga, bro.
Oh gosh, Listen, nigga, I don't think this is his first or his last. No facts.
That nigga was fucking Lex Luger. Like, he's fucking a professional wrestler, my boy. Like, the fuck.
Listen, hey Andrew, if you gonna go for the fucking best. Go for your type. Get you an Instagram, honey, or whatever the fuck you want to get your fucking rocks off.
Nigga fucking the male Alexis Sky.
Damn it, man. These birds fighting out here has just been a lot over the past couple weeks.
2020 sucks, okay?
2020 is trash. 2020 is total trash.
These motherfuckers in the club, like, saying like, these bitches they have no talent. They're just in the club and y'all bitches is like fighting over bitches like, go Alexis Sky, go the other bitch. I'm like, what the fuck are we talking about? These bitches are just pretty. Like, it's nothing else.
I'm not even mad at the Aries and the Alexis Sky. First of all, I don't even know half of these rappers' girlfriends. I just know their names. But I don't even blame them cause you become a prisoner to your own hype, right? I blame y'all motherfuckers that's supporting these fucking cum dumpsters to let them believe that they're something that they're not. They have fans, my nigga. But I'm still not mad at the cum dumpsters because y'all have found a way to monetize you fucking rappers.
Oh yeah.
That is wild. Listen, again, I feel like ain't no reason you should be out here destitute, my nigga.
For sure.
There is a way to get money. There is a way to get fucking money. Like, you shouldn't be out here destitute. These women have fans because of the niggas they fucked. Not that they have a talent. Not that they've done anything exponential. Not that they are even the most finest women in the world. Now, don't get it twisted. These women have had a lot of surgery to manufacture themselves into today's version of a dream girl. You had your butt done, you had your boobs done, you had your ribs taken out, you had the fat transfer. You've done all this. I saw a picture of fucking Alexis Sky and I was like, what the fuck is even that?
Yeah, she was working at her own stadium and shit.
I was just like, what the fuck?
I think she might be from like DC or around about that area. Cause she used to work at stadium. I don't know if that,
I know China from the area. I don't know necessarily about Alexis Sky, but I don't know about all these bitches.
This girl I follow on some other stripper, she was like, yeah, that's how she used to work. When she used to look, when she worked at, what's her name? Stadium with us or some shit like that.
She looked a mess. I wouldn't have gave that bitch $1 back then.
For sure. No doubt.
But listen, Kylie Jenner.
She's a pretty girl though.
She was cool. She wasn't what you see now.
Oh, see, I ain't see the before face wise.
Oh, you didn't see her? I mean, her
I seen
face
her
is
body, but
still
I
the
didn't see her
same.
face,
She was
though.
bald head. She had no features. She had no titties. She had no ass. She was straight up and down. I'll say this. She was not unattractive, but if you saw her in a crowd, you wouldn't have looked twice, is what I would say with that. That's what I would say with that.
She got some good surgery now.
Listen, Alexis Scott fine as a bitch.
I
I ain't gonna even lie. Like, Alexis Scott is fine as a bitch. She a bird, like no other bird, but you can't doubt the money that she spent to look how she looked.
Yeah, she pretty as hell now. That's a fact.
Now that is a fact. You can't take that shit away. Whether it's bald or natural, you can't take that fucking shit away. Andrew Gillum being caught with a gay male escort is litter shit.
Andrew Bendham.
Andrew Bendham.
I guess it's lit. Fuck it. Get high, nigga.
Listen, I think it is shit because damn, nigga, like I just want people to be themselves so that they don't get caught up in being themselves.
That's true.
That if you get, if your business get put out there, you're like, okay, cool. This is just what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand. I'm a private person, so I understand being a private person, but it's a difference between being a private person and being a fake person. Mm-hmm. And I just wish that the black community will be more acceptable or accepted. What word am I trying to say? Of gay men. Okay. Of black gay men. Because on the other side of that too, it's just like, I don't know if your wife is a bitch that's cool with that. Some bitches are cool with that. You know what I'm saying? But you out here not only making your wife look fucking stupid, whether she cool with it or not, cause she could be the type of chick that's like, I accept you for being bisexual or homosexual. However, you ain't gonna make me look stupid out this bitch.
Right.
That's two different things. And, you know, I was supporting Andrew. Just like B, we talked about him on this podcast. I think that this, you know, I really think that this whole going to rehab thing is just something celebrities do. It's just what they do. Cause if you were just drunk or you going through something cool, but rehab ain't gonna make you no better. So I definitely think it's shit. Harvey Weinstein got 23 years. He has been sentenced to 23 years for crimes related to rape and sexual assault. What do you think about that? Is 23 years enough? You think he's gonna serve the full 23? What you think?
Yeah, he gonna serve it. I mean, yeah, I think it's just, hell yeah, it's life. I mean, life is 25 years.
Especially for him.
Yeah, so hell yeah. That's a long ass time. 23 years is a long ass goddamn time. He gonna die in prison.
Yeah, sure. He gonna die. That's why I was excited. If he was like a fucking 30-year-old or something, I wouldn't be cool with it. But the fact that, you know, he is 60 plus, I'm cool with that. Do you feel like black people will calm down a little bit now that he's gotten 23 years and Bill Cosby got a max of 9 years, which he will probably only serve 3?
I'm sure they'll find another way. Dr. Umar is brewing up a fucking rhyme scheme right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
They had the free meal in order to kill Bill. I said, shut the fuck up. That was the worst shit I was like, man. He said all that shit like, Charlamagne just looked at this nigga like, what? That shit was fucking hilarious. If you got time, pull up the fucking Dr. Umar and Charlamagne, and Breakfast Club interview. Shit was fucking hilarious.
Thing I love about the Dr. Umar shit is because y'all niggas be with it or no. Y'all niggas be like, fuck yeah, Dr. Umar, he talking that shit. Or y'all be like, hold on, nigga. Like, you went a little far with that. Like,
they had the free meal in order to kill Bill. I said, man, if you don't shut your ass up. I was like, that's where he lost me. All right. Well, this is over. Fuck out of Dr. Umar.
Case closed, we're out.
they got a thread on Twitter like killing Dr. Umar for that shit is hilarious. If you got some time to do that shit too, that shit is pretty funny if you need to pick me up in this fucking quarantine time.
Facts. I've never been a huge fan of Dr. Umar. You already know that, but I love to hear the opinions of y'all niggas who do fuck with Dr. Umar. he just a nigga, being a nigga out here that has some charisma with him. And if you have some charisma, you can always find followers 100%. So I think that is shit. Last but not least, I want to say this real quick. I want to get your opinion on this. So Drake sparked a little bit of outrage as he called his baby mama, porn star Sophie, Dababy, Fluke, in his Chicago freestyle. He said that baby mama Fluke, but I love her for who she is. Is that fucked up or disrespectful? What do you think about that?
I think it's about 50-50, to be honest with you. Like, cause I mean, it truly was. It was a mistake. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think he didn't necessarily have to say it, but Drake's pretty forthcoming in all his with all his life. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, it is somewhat disrespectful. If she felt offended, she certainly was in the right to, but
yeah.
I mean, the fact of the matter was, it was a mistake. So if he's being transparent, Drake, like he typically is, you know, kind of gotta expect it, kind of come with the territory. So, I mean, it won't no lie, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot, like, you know, it's a lot of fucked upness in truth most of the time, but even more fucked if he said, I love my baby mama, you know what I'm saying? Or some shit like that. Or he could have left the line out, obviously, but.
Yeah, that's what I feel. I feel like you could have just left that line out, because at the end of the day, like, you gotta explain whether you meant to fucking shoot this bitch club up or not. Like, at the end of the day, y'all have a child together. Yep. And you gotta explain to your child why you disrespecting his mother.
I don't know if it was disrespect.
I feel like it's disrespect. You chose to fuck her regardless of how she looked, regardless of what her occupation was. You decided to raw dog in her, and or your condom broke. I don't know the details of it. At the end of the day, y'all have a baby, and you have to be accountable of who you choose to stick your dick in. If you feel like a bitch is not worthy of producing your seed, you need to think about that. So at the end of the day, as a woman, I'm like, Drake, you a fucking fluke. Like, you decided to nut in her. You decided to take a porn star that you didn't feel like was physically adept to the other women that you've dated, right? You've dated some high profile women. You've dated some very beautiful women. You've dated some bodyful women. You've dated all the women. Drake has literally dated all the women. Like Takara and fucking Melissa Ford. He fucked both of them. Attractive. Wow, really?
Yeah, never saw why. Nick, she just was like tall and had big titties, but she's really not pretty. Like she doesn't have a pretty smile. She got like pretty eyes, but she looks kind of like a bird to me. Like, Melissa Ford is banging, like for sure. Like, but I never found Takara. That might be an unpopular opinion, but never found her really attractive outside of her big ass tits and her like pretty skin. But other than that, yeah.
Listen, Drake has fucked everything from 18 to 60. I
wonder who fucked more bitches, Drake or fucking Common, because now they saying Common fucking Tiffany Haddish. Like 2 weeks ago, he was fucking Solange. Common hit the bitches though. Common hit them all too.
Common had bitches, but
I
feel like Common has a little bit more discernment with him.
Nah.
You don't think so? Because Common be in a lot of fucking relationships where Drake ain't been in relationships.
What's the difference?
I feel like Drake is just one night after another, whereas Common, he's claimed women.
We don't know who, that's the motherfuckers we don't know about.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like Common hit some O's. He a sniper out here for sure. Like he done.
I don't doubt that.
He had relationships, but at the same time, like, shit, all them shit's foiled. So I'm pretty sure there was some issues there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Common get the hoes, clearly. So I'm pretty sure there was some
Common been fine since Common came out. So Common definitely get the hoes. Common and Drake has crossover hoes that they both fuck. They're definitely Eskimo brothers. Serena, to name one. But I feel like Common might just be a nigga that move a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? Like, and Common has one child, making Common smarter than Drake only because Drake seems like he has a baby mama that he's literally embarrassed by.
I mean,
Like
but he only got one child too. Like, so
he only has one child, but like his child is very young. Common has went on all these years. His child's like an adult. So
I mean,
he learned his one lesson. But I don't feel like I don't feel like Common has said any fuck shit about his baby mama. Like, this wasn't the bitch I meant to nut in. Like,
I'm pretty sure he has. I think he said in an interview like they was talking about
a little bit of class,
or some shit, but I don't know. Who knows? But I mean, you know, whatever.
I just don't think that. I think that what's done is done, whether you meant to do it or not. I think that calling your baby mama a fluke because you didn't accidentally knock up a Rihanna or whomever the bitches you were crying over, but you did decide to pull your dick out into a porn star and shoot her club up. Like, at the end of the day, like, this is your baby mama at this point in time, and you need to respect her at all times. That's just the way I feel. And shout out that I can't fucking get nobody pregnant, cause that shit would be trash. But you have to, I was having this conversation recently and I was just like, motherfuckers need to be more cognizant of the people they choose to get pregnant, the women they choose to get pregnant, because they're not only tied to you forever, they're tied to your family forever.
Yep.
And so your family, me being a sister, you know, you're tied to people you don't really want to be tied to. And you have to deal with their bullshit because the male in your family decided to raw dog a crazy bitch. Because, you know, the flesh is weak. Trust me, I understand that the flesh is weak. I understand that. I really, really do. However, you need to understand what your consequences are by doing this. I really want to see Drake's son, because based on his looks and her looks, I don't find him being very cute. But I want to see what his son looked like. Drake calling his baby mama a fluke is lit or shit.
It's lit.
I feel like that shit. Respect her. Like, don't call her no fucking fluke. Just don't say shit. You ain't gotta say shit about her. You ready to give out some advice, my guy?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. We about to give out some advice and Ain't Shit in 2 cents. Ain't Shit in 2 cents is our listener letter segment where we give advice to listeners who clearly don't care about people who are quarantined from the coronavirus, drinking fucking, what am I drinking? Wine. And B's drinking beer. Our letter today was filled with a bunch of nice statements in the beginning. It says, Fresh and B, amazing show. The chemistry on air between y'all every week is great. Y'all are very yin and yang. Although I hate podcast commercials, I really feel like y'all should have sponsorship by now, because y'all are awesome. I put every podcast listener I know onto the show, and I have heard no complaints. Keep being black magic at all times, and y'all time is coming soon.
All right. Thank you, goddammit. That was all right. Send the motherfucker the shirt one time.
Thank you. Right. Thank you.
I appreciate
this
that,
is from Sierra T. Thank you, Sierra. And then she goes into
Sierra's is usually fine. I know a lot of cute Sierras. How about you?
I'm 50-50 on the Sierras. All the Sierras I know are either pretty or look like men. Have masculine features.
Well, damn. All right.
Including the Sierra y'all know. I feel like she looks like a man.
Oh, I was about to say,
Future
what? I was thinking like Sierra. I'm thinking like, do we know a Sierra? But yeah, okay. I got it.
All right. On to Sierra's meat of the letter. It says, on to the business at hand. I feel like y'all are going to agree with me. She already knows what we're going to do, B. She says, my boyfriend of 3 years has 3 kids with his ex-wife. The kids are now out of school due to the coronavirus shutdown, and everyone is basically under the same dumbass quarantine that I hate. Since these kids are home, my husband's ex, I'm reading ahead. My husband's ex would like him to stay at her house to help her take care of the kids.
Well, she wants a dick.
since they both have the ability to work from home. My boyfriend is a very good father, and that's one of the things I absolutely love about him. But being held up in the crib with your ex-wife is a hell no. I said the kids can alternate between homes and I can help him when the kids are at his house. The ex said that she does not want the kids going from place to place. It opens up additional risk. My second recommendation is that I'm able to come too. I don't want that bitch around my nigga that has a dick. Sleeping at her house every night without security. Am I being irrational? And that's from Sierra T. What you got, B?
Nah, they're gonna put that dick on them. Like,
you think so?
Yeah, man. You just, If you there for a certain amount of time after a while, like, it's gonna happen. Like, if you there, the way if they fucking planning the shit to be as long as they, motherfucker you gonna goddamn be on Gilligan's Island after a while. You know what I'm saying?
So quarantine is gonna have some D
Yeah,
eventually.
yeah. Quarantine D. Yeah. I don't blame you. Fuck that shit. I mean, it ain't even like that they may be setting out to do it. You know what I'm saying? It's just like that old thing might get rekindled. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's way more.
It's very easy to rekindle some shit.
For sure. So nah, you in the right frame of mind. I agree with you to go over there. I mean, I get the mom don't want to, keep going back and forth ping pong and shit, but it ain't really that bad if y'all going like from house to like y'all going straight to the crib
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She just want to fuck too. You know what I'm saying?
Damn. That's a mean joint. That's a mean joint. Like, listen, here's the reason why I don't fuck with people with kids. Because there are things you never even thought about that you need to fucking consider. And I feel like with any person, your kids should come first. Your kids should come before your mate. I feel like your kids should come before anybody. Because you literally made these kids. Like, you literally decided that you wanted to bring forth life into this world. And when you're bringing life into this world, you're responsible for them. Like, even more to me personally, but I don't have kids, and I don't have kids because I don't want to deal with shit like this or any of the shit that relates to kids, to be completely honest. But I feel like you need to think about these things. Like, when you're dealing with somebody with kids, you're not just dealing with those kids. You're dealing with the mate that made those kids. You're dealing with the family that's attached to the mate that created those kids. Like, you have to deal with a lot of shit. So you also have to deal with the baby mother being there. And with the baby mother or the wife, actually ex-wife, is not just like some chick he knocked up and he didn't want to be with her. He was married to her. So I'm kind of on the fence. I really don't know, B, because I feel like he got to take care of his kids, but do he necessarily have to take care of his kids on all of the baby's mama's terms?
Yeah, you know I mean, like, you can go over there during the day and then come to the crib at night. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you ain't got to stay overnight type shit. We're going to have like something like, I wouldn't even, like, as the dude, I ain't finna do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Like, we're going to have to figure it out. Like, they can come to my house, especially we got like split custody and shit. I get it. But like, if they coming straight to the crib, like hell nah. If they coming straight to the crib, like, boom, cause if I'm coming, hell nah. We're just going to have to figure that shit out. Like, y'all going to have to come to the house, like,
yeah,
like during the day, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. But like, I'm not staying here. Like, I wouldn't feel comfortable staying at your house for days on end and weeks on end. I got my own crib, you know what I'm saying? So like, I can't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't do that. Like, I'm gonna have to leave and come back and shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, like they can stay there for, a week, the first week, and then the second week they can come stay with me, you know what I'm saying? And then, limited exposure, but shit. Yeah, that would have to work for me. I couldn't do that. I wouldn't feel comfortable, especially if I'm not like on, if we good terms and shit and co-parenting and shit like that, but that's still different than living with somebody for an extended amount of time. You know what I'm saying? So I'm cool.
Yeah, I'm kind of on the same page with you as far as like, we need to figure this out. There has to be some type of hybrid that takes place. Again, I can be with you during the day and then I'm leaving at a certain point in time.
Yeah, I got to go, Coolio.
Exes are exes for a reason. Like, once people get that, let that sink in, exes are exes for a reason. And unpopular belief, you don't have to hate your ex. It's just could be a situation that did not work out. And I had that conversation as well, because I'm friends with an ex, like really good friends with the ex. Motherfuckers don't like that. Just because you're not with somebody don't mean you hate somebody. That just means romantically, this shit didn't work out. It just didn't work out. But it also comes down to trust, Sierra. If you don't trust this nigga, I feel like it's not that you have to trust the ex-wife. You shouldn't trust anybody, but you need to trust the person that you're with. And if you don't trust them, that's a red flag. That's a red flag. Like, if you don't trust him. But I feel like I would be as far as, you know, he could be there with the kids during the day and possibly come home, or go directly from her crib to his crib and y'all help out. You know what I'm saying? Y'all just need to think about this. I don't know if this is something where you need to break up with this nigga, but I don't know if you need to break up with this nigga, but you definitely need to decide if being with somebody with kids and the ex-wife is for you. That's what I will say. Any additional advice to Sierra TB?
No.
Sierra, let us know how it goes. You know, hopefully everybody is safe under this whole quarantine. And do I think that you need to be alone during the quarantine because a nigga have kids? No, but I feel like a nigga get to decide how they want to take care of their kids. And however they decide they need to take care of their kids, you either need to be on board or not. Because regardless, wives can go, girlfriends can go, other people can go, but these are always going to be his kids. So that's that. If y'all want some A1 advice from us, contact the ain'tshitshow@gmail.com. That's the X where the I would be, and your letter may get read on the air. Let's wrap this bitch up with some free smoke, free smoke. You ready to get into free smoke, B?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Free smoke is where we talk about any hot button personal topics. It could be anything from politics to petty. And today, the topic is what I'm going to tell my grandkids. And this topic comes from my weekend where we were talking about the coronavirus. We were talking about how we were living through history, basically, and how in our generation, we have lived through a lot of history, like for the record books, like for the history books. We have lived through a lot of things. And eventually we will be 50, 60, 70 years old, and we're going to be talking to our grandkids. They're going to be having fucking, you know, shit, projects and shit they need to do for school and shit like that. What will I tell my grandkids? So the first topic that I want to discuss is 9/11, B. What happened with 9/11? What would you tell your grandkids about 9/11? Where were you when 9/11 happened?
I was at my my homeboy crib, and we was getting stoned. I was like, was that 2001? Was that 2001? Or 2002?
Yes.
Yeah, 9/11, 01, right?
Yeah.
So I was not really doing too much with my life, and just getting stoned early in the morning, you know what I'm saying? The regular 18-year-old shit that I was doing, and like just floored, you know what I mean? Like I couldn't fathom.
It was
this
01.
shit just
It was
occurred.
01. September 11, 2000.
Yeah, 01, right? Yeah. So yeah, I just was like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Just graduated high school and shit, because I remember, I think I said this on the podcast before, but my mom was trying to get me to like make a decision in my life and like, you know, not just be smoking weed at 9 a.m. or whatever. And she was stressing, go to the military. You got to do something, go to school, go to the military, whoop de whoop. And I remember like I called after that shit. I was like, Mom, you still want me to go to the military? She was like, no. And I was like, yeah, right. I know. So, you know, I just remember it being crazy. I remember I had a job maybe a couple years after that. Well, I was working in this company called RTI, when I was like 20 or some shit like that. And, we used to do like surveys for, you know, like random surveys and shit. So it was like a 9/11. The project I was on was like a 9/11 project. And like we were just getting people's accounts of like what took place, like their mental state, you know,
really?
Post 9/11. It was super interesting. Like
that's an interesting job.
It was depressing as fuck though.
Really?
Like, hell yeah. Motherfuckers telling you like they was walking down the street hearing body studs for, you know what I'm saying? Like miles on end, like just because people were jumping from the fucking building. You know what I'm saying? Cause the shit was on fire. So you just hearing thud, thud, doof, doof, doof. Like motherfucker, I'll never forget that shit. This dude was like, he had that New York, he was like a fucking Italian paisan type shit. He worked in the World Trade. He was like, I remember I was able to get out. He was like, there was so much dust and like shit and just everything. And all you could hear was like, just hit shit falling, like boom, boom, and like hearing people scream and shit from like jumping out the window and all that shit like that. That shit was a lot. So yeah, that shit was a lot. I remember, you know, all that shit being on TV, and this was obviously before fucking cell phones and shit, you know, being readily available and shit. So yeah, it was a lot. Yeah. Absolutely.
I remember being a junior and in college, and I remember being in class and coming out of class, and like it was kind of like a pandemonium type shit where niggas was running up to me like, yo, they blowing up New York and DC. Cause y'all know they hit the Pentagon and shit like that. It's like, yo, they blowing it up. Like, what you mean? Like, it's blowing up. And I go into my dorm room and I turn on like the news and shit. And that's when I see that second plane hit. Boom. I'm like, what the fuck? Like the shit was so surreal, and seeing people hold hands and jump out of buildings. That was a lot. Like, it's interesting because with this whole coronavirus thing, y'all need to look at y'all stocks. Y'all need to look at y'all 401ks because I'm sure they've taken a fucking dip. But they had like the fucking Black Day on Wall Street and shit like that, where niggas was killing themselves because of how far the stock market dipped. Like, and, it was just crazy because I'm from DC. So I have a lot of family members that work for the government. I have family members that work at the Pentagon. I didn't have any family members that I was very close to that worked at the World Trade, but the Pentagon was definitely it, you know, and hearing, you know, calling people and hearing people that are, cause the Pentagon is a bunch of tunnels as well. Like under the Pentagon is a bunch of tunnels. So like I'm hearing family members that I genuinely like love and care about, like being trapped in the tunnels and shit. Like they can't get out cause fucking plane that hit the shit. Like Al Qaeda fucking came in and fucking demolished shit. So like 9/11 is crazy, and 9/11 changed everything that we know because me personally, I didn't take my first flight until I was like 21. Right? Yeah. So I had never flown before then. So seeing like what it was right before that and then seeing what it was after that, like the security and all that shit we deal with today, taking off your motherfucking shoes, like doing everything. Like my homegirl, she got a fat ass, right? They checked her. TSA checked her like, yo, your shit too fat. Like, and not only did they check her ass, like they checked her pussy. Like, yeah, like that shit crazy. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, but I can see how, you know what I mean? Like they would do some shit like that. But you know, it's, I would not answer. You know, it's just crazy. It's just crazy what we have to deal with and what we have to go through now. But seeing as though most of my adult life has been around this, I'm accustomed to it and I'm fine with it. I'm fine with taking off my shoes. I'm fine with going through the scanner. I'm fine with all of that shit. But I'm sure that shit for people who may have flown or been a little bit more cultured than I was at that point in time, I'm sure that was like a shock. And it's kind of like, yeah, it's inconvenient, but it's our safety, you know, at the same time. So it's definitely going to be interesting, you know, when I'm telling my nieces and nephews and shit about this shit when they had these school projects. What will you tell your kids about the first black president?
I will tell them that I remember the day, cause I ain't even stay up for the shit, cause I just like, that nigga ain't winning. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real.
Yeah,
word.
niggas gonna win. That's what's
I ain't even, like, and it's fucked
shit
up. You know what I'm saying? But I remember going to work, cause I worked at Blue Cross at the time, and I remember going to work. And Miss Linda, shout out to Miss Linda. I love Miss Linda. I hope she's okay. She was great.
Shout out to Miss Linda.
She was fucking, it was her and a couple other ladies and shit, cause it was, you know, like a customer service based job. So it was predominantly a lot of black people on the team and shit. So like, I remember like watching the news, like, damn, this nigga won and shit. So I was just, you know, pumped up going to work, whoop, whoop, and I had to like, I lived in Raleigh, so it was a good little drive. So I got to work and shit. And I remember Miss Linda and a couple other ladies on the team and shit. They was in the back, cause like we worked in the back corner and shit. And, they was over there motherfucker doing like a praise dance and shit. That shit like, what was it? That shit was funny. There was one white girl on our team. And she was like, she was from Pennsylvania, so I'm pretty sure she won't vote for no black man. She won't that progressive, you know. She was cool, but she won't progressive enough to be voting for no black man and shit.
Yeah.
And, she was just over there like tight-lipped in a motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So I just remember the day after, like, motherfucker was just like, you know, goddamn happy as a pig and shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, that shit was dope. You know what I mean? But, you know, I just would tell them, you know, it revolutionized the world, cause, you know, you know, from all the bullshit that we've encountered and, you know, people and never would have thought that shit would have ever happened. You know what I'm saying? And that was the furthest thing from anybody's imagination and, you know, it came to be. So, you know, it was just, I guess it was like, the dream deferred that got fulfilled, I guess, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, so I don't know. It was, something to that effect, you know what I mean? But just, I remember the day after, that shit was wild. Like I said, cause I ain't even stay up for the shit, cause I was like, man, I ain't finna stay up.
Damn, you had already counting bro out though.
It won't, like, yeah. I mean, this is America, and it's always been America. So, and I'm a black man in America, so I know like what the reality was. I knew what the reality was then, you know what I mean? So I'm like, I ain't finna like stay up to watch my nigga lose, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't finna watch the finals knowing my team gonna lose for sure. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give it a valiant effort. But I was riding for bro. I voted for him and shit. But I ain't even stay up. Like I probably was high as hell and I just went to sleep like, fuck this shit. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, trying to play my nigga and shit.
Yeah. I remember being out, at
it was John McCain, like, you know, war hero and shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, this is an old white man. Yeah. Like, I'm like, oh, this nigga definitely finna win this shit. Like, old ass white man, like, that sucks. God rest his soul, but I know he probably he was the first white man to lose to a nigga in like, for real.
Damn, I never thought about it that way.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you not only was Barack the first black president, but you was the nigga that lost to him. You know what I'm saying? Like, you was the nigga that lost to the first nigga. So like,
you lost to 2/3 of a man.
For sure.
According to your constitution.
Less than a dog.
Yeah. Yeah, I never thought about it that way, B. That is true. I remember voting for Barack. I remember being out and kind of hoping and celebrating. I was out when it was announced. I've pretty much always been me is what that boils down to. But you know, I feel like Barack brought in so much hope. Like the fact that this black man did this grassroots campaign and came up after all the shit, how they tried to desecrate him, that's tried to bring him down, you know, and he won this shit and he won it 2 terms back to back was amazing. But I think when I tell my kids, like, this was amazing. This was a feat for black people. It was so many things. I realized kind of 2 things. I realized that Barack Obama kind of did so well that he gave me a false sense of what the world really was. I think I thought that the world was a little bit more kumbaya than it was. Don't get me wrong. I knew there was always racism and hatred and all that shit. But I personally thought the percentages were smaller. And like, they took this man through the ringer, and he persevered, because that's what Black people do. We persevere. We always persevere. We have a good time. We make sure that things happen, and we keep a smile doing it, and we look fucking great doing it. Right. But then like on the other side of that, when fucking Trump got elected, that shit hit me in the face like a motherfucking boulder. Like, God damn, like we were from that to that. It made me see just how much hatred there really was in the world. And that I had gotten to this Disney type place in my head where I felt like that was some old school shit. And that racist and bigamous and, you know, all this hatred was bigger than what it really was. Like, I didn't know that many people hated gays or women or Black people or people of color or people from different countries. I didn't know it was like that fucking severe. Yeah. So I feel like kind of like, damn, Barack, like you painted such a great picture, and then we get this Oompa Loompa looking motherfucker that come in and just like, ha ha, you thought shit was sweet. Shit ain't sweet. It's more evil in the world than it is good.
Yep. For sure.
That's what it is. Is there any other topic that you want to bring up that, as far as your grandkids?
Well, I had OJ.
Okay. OJ, let's talk about that.
I remember, like they brought us out. Like I remember we watched his, well, it was the first trial to be televised, right? So like that was, I was in seventh grade.
Yeah.
And, I remember we watched the chase. I don't know if we watched the chase in school or not, but I remember watching the verdict, be read, and I was in seventh grade, and I went to East Cary. So if you know anything about North Carolina, Cary is white as a bitch, especially in fucking, what is it? 96, I guess. What was that? 96 you got?
95.
95, yeah. Shout out to me for my memory. So yeah.
Even though you weren't right, but yeah, go ahead.
I mean, it was off. It was Price is Right.
It happened in 1994. The trial was in 1995.
Right. Yep. So, but yeah, so I remember we watched that shit, and I was in science class, and I can't remember the science teacher's name, but it was me and like it was only fucking 30 Black people in the whole school as it was, but
yeah,
I probably was the only motherfucking Black dude, or maybe it was a couple other Black people in the science class and shit. And I remember like when they were like not guilty and shit, like everybody was like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? And the teacher was mad as a bitch, you know what I'm saying? Cause she was
yeah. Go ahead.
So, you know, there's that. And then the fact that they've never gotten over that shit. You know, they've made 1,000,001 fucking documentaries about the shit, movies and like, you know what I'm saying? Stories and this and that. And, you know, like, and everybody knows it, you know, but it was such a wild case. Like, and, you know, looking at the OJ 30 for 30, which was really well done, and the fucking series that, Cuba Gooding Jr. played, like I said, he
did a great job.
They've recreated the story.
OJ.
Yeah, the people versus OJ. They recreated, they just can't get over that shit. But, there's a lot of fictitious shit in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was some funny business, you know, like on Mark Furman's case or behalf, and, you know, just doing, you know, Kato Kalin and all. It was just so many different pieces and pieces to the puzzle, you know what I'm saying, that added up and then that didn't add up, and it was just a bunch of shit. But, you know, I think in the heart of hearts, people feel like he did the shit, you know what I'm saying? But, and they've had testimony from, you know, jurors on the thing saying like, yeah, I'd let him off because he was Black. Like, that was our payback, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, it was just one of the most controversial things of our childhood, you know what I mean? And it's, you know, bled over into our adulthood because, like I said, white folks just can't get over it. So, yeah, that was it.
They definitely, OJ Simpson, I remember being in school. I remember Black people being extra happy that he got off. And let's be clear, I don't really feel like Black people felt like he didn't do it.
Right.
I just felt like Black people felt like, listen, we've been getting the raw end of the stick, and this is just what happened. And he killed this white woman, unfortunately.
What got him off was the tampering of evidence.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that.
And y'all have to think that the Rodney King shit was right before that.
in 91, right? 90,
Yeah.
91.
Yeah. So people were upset about the Rodney King shit and LA and all this shit that was going on. And of course, based on history and everything, black people were just getting a raw deal. So like, I don't feel like anybody was upset when OJ got locked up for the bullshit that he did that eventually ended up getting, incarcerated. For the memorabilia shit, running up on the niggas or whatever he did with that shit. Cause we knew OJ was guilty. Like, I don't think it's many black people out here that's like, nah, OJ innocent.
Right.
It was a principle thing.
Mm-hmm.
It was a principle thing. And now,
That's so fucked up that we.
That is fucked up because I'm older now.
He definitely murdered somebody.
He definitely murdered them people or had something to do with them people getting murdered.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and we've seen shit. OJ wasn't wrapped too tight.
Yeah.
Shit could go back to the CTE shit. Yeah. Could go back to a lot of different shit.
She was a freak, man. He couldn't take it. Bitch was a freak.
Why was she a freak though? Because she decided to fuck with another nigga after you?
Nah, she was fucking niggas though. She was fucking niggas at the same time. She was fucking Marcus Allen and shit. You know what I'm saying? And
he was alleged to fucking a lot of bitches too. He fucked Kris Jenner and a whole bunch of a lot of bitches.
Yeah, I feel, but he just couldn't take it.
So we can't call her a freak and not call him a freak.
I mean, he was definitely a freak, but she was a freak and she fucking niggas in the crib and shit. You know what I'm saying? Kids and that shit, all type of shit.
But you also need to understand what you're getting yourself into.
Yeah.
I feel like, this is my personal opinion. I feel like white women are a little bit more liberal.
Let's see what she looked like. I think she was fine. I can't remember.
She was a nice looking white woman. She was a nice looking white woman for a rich white man. A rich black man. You know what I'm saying? She was but that's neither here nor there where I sit. If y'all got this open marriage, and that's what I want to talk about next week in Free Smoke. I want to talk about relationship statuses next week. But I feel like, hey, like, you need to understand what you're getting yourself into. You can't get this white woman and ask her to be this down ass black bitch. You don't, cause black women will ride and die for you, unfortunately. Like majority of black women will ride or die for a black man. And you can't expect that out of a whole different culture. But I think that the OJ shit was super wild. Like seeing the whole lead up to like the Menendez shit, like the Rodney King, then the Menendez shit, then the OJ shit. Like LA was popping around that time for all the fuck shit. But, we've been going a little long. I want to thank you for listening to the show. Make sure you subscribe to the show. Check us out on all the streaming platforms, including our website, www.theaintshitshow.com. That's the X where the I will be. Follow us on social, on Twitter, IG, Facebook, YouTube, all the known places that we hang out. And I want to tell a friend to tell a friend. I didn't say that. We always like to end this show with a quote. And today's quote is, worrying doesn't take away tomorrow's troubles. It takes away today's peace. And until next week, I want you to manifest your destiny and the marathon continues. And we out. Rip that.